All right, let's get going, guys.
Yeah. Trademark pending. Yeah. Everybody wants a piece of the name, trying to cash a check from somebody else's fame. Papers in the mailbox, lawyers on the phone. Funny how they're claiming what they don't even own. They got press releases, they got live streams too. Everybody's got a story, everybody's got a clue, but the deeds on record and the facts don't bend. At the court they stack and the drama won't end. Round and round the headlines go. Who's got the rights? Nobody knows. Talk gets louder, tempers ascending, while the legal bills keep on extending. The Conjuring, trademarks pending while lawsuits pending, all while Jason's defending. The Conjuring, claims are flying, lawyers replying, everybody's testifying. The Conjuring, trademarks pending while lawsuits pending, while Jason's defending. Everybody's streaming, everybody's got a take. Some are chasing headlines, some are chasing cake. Arguments and filing screenshots on display. Another breaking update every single day. The internet jury's working overtime, picking every sentence, analyzing every line. One side's yelling mine, while another says no. Now it's up to the courts to settle the show. Round and round the headlines go. Who's got the rights? Nobody knows. Talk gets louder, tempers ascending, while the legal bills keep on extending. The Conjuring, trademarks pending while lawsuits pending, all while Jason's defending. The Conjuring, claims are flying, lawyers replying, everybody's testifying. The Conjuring, trademarks pending while lawsuits pending, all while Jason's defending. Courtroom papers, social media wars, everybody keeping score. One more motion, one more claim, still fighting over the same old name. The Conjuring, trademarks pending while lawsuits pending, all while Jason's defending. The Conjuring, claims are flying, lawyers replying, everybody's testifying. The Conjuring, trademarks pending while lawsuits pending, all while Jason's defending. The saga just keeps extending.
Important disclaimer. Before we begin, please note that all statements, claims, accusations, opinions, and commentary discussed during this live stream are allegations only unless independently verified through official public records. Nothing stated by third parties should be interpreted as established fact unless explicitly confirmed. Dust Productions / Dust Paranormal do not endorse, adopt, or affirm the opinions, allegations, claims, theories, or conclusions expressed by any individuals, channels, videos, clips, guests, callers, or chat participants featured, discussed, or reacted to during this broadcast. The views and opinions expressed by commentators, callers, guests, or members of the live chat are solely their own and do not reflect the views of Dust Productions or Dust Paranormal. Any guests appearing on this live stream are speaking in their personal capacity only, and their statements should not be interpreted as representing the views or positions of this channel. Any discussion involving criminal matters is presented for commentary, public interest discussion, and entertainment purposes only. To the best of our knowledge, no criminal convictions have been established in relation to the allegations discussed unless explicitly stated and publicly verifiable. Additionally, any jokes, satire, parody, comedic commentary, impressions, or humorous statements made during this live stream are intended strictly for entertainment purposes. They are not meant to be taken as factual assertions, nor are they intended to harass, defame, demean, or intentionally harm any individual or group. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage everyone to conduct their own research using publicly available information and verified sources. Now, let's get into the live stream.
Got a couple more songs.
Hey, merch. hate merch. Hey, hate merch. Yeah. They said that hoodie looks a little too mean. That sticker on your truck caused the whole scene. That coffee mug offended somebody online. Now they're writing essays about a t-shirt design. They call it hate merch, they call it a crime. Been talking about it for a real long time. But every complaint just helps us sell. Keep ringing that bell, keep ringing that bell. They say don't buy it, don't wear it around. Then they share the link all over town. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, we'll just sing along. Dust devils all night long. Dust devils all night long. They called the pillows hateful too. Guess they ran out of things to do. The tumblers, shirts, and stickers got blamed. Funny how the merch gets famous when it's named. Every posting, every rant turns into free advertisement. The louder they yell, the more we grin. Thanks for helping us reel them in. They say don't click it, don't shop that store. Then they tell 1,000 people more. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, we'll just sing along. Dustbusters, dust devils standing side by side, having fun and enjoying the ride. Passion over profit, that's the way we roll. Can't cancel a channel with the rock and roll soul. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Grab a shirt, grab a sticker. Come and sing this song. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. The more they complain, the more we carry on. Dust devils all night long. Dust devils all night long. Hate merch. They call it hate merch. We call it merch.
Go buy your hate merch.
Paranormal.com. Hate merch.
The link to the website is pinned in the chat. One more song, guys.
Yeah. Third time's a charm. Yeah. Started with a camera and a dream in the dark, chasing every mystery, leaving unmarked. Didn't do it for the dollars, didn't do it for fame. Just a bunch of dust busters building up a name. Then the channel got clapped, yeah, they knocked us down. Thought that was the end, thought we'd leave this town. Built it back once, then they did it again. Had to start from scratch like we never began. Every setback, every strike, every late night grind. Yeah. Only made the Dust family stronger over time. Third time's a charm, look where we are. Fought through the firewall, every scar. Dust Paranormal finally made it this far. Third time's a charm, yeah. Third time's a charm. Got clapped twice, had to start over twice. Still showed up every single night. Passion over profit, that's who we are. Third time's a charm, yeah. Third time's a charm, yeah. Everybody said maybe switch up what you do, but the hauntings and the mysteries were calling us through. Dust went live knowing it could hurt the channel's climb, but chasing passion beat chasing numbers every time. Algorithms hated it, the growth got slow, but the Dust Devils kept showing up to every show. From Dust Busters to Dust Devils, yeah, the name evolved. Through every twist and turn, we never dissolved. Every live stream, every laugh, every battle won. The story ain't over, hell, it's only begun. Third time's a charm, look where we are. Fought through the firewall, every scar. Dust Paranormal finally made it this far. Third time's a charm, yeah. Third time's a charm. Got clapped twice, had to start over twice. Still showed up every single night. Passion over profit, that's who we are. Third time's a charm, yeah. We lost channel, not the mission. Lost the platform, not the vision. Dust devils standing side by side. Weathered every storm, survived the ride. No shortcuts, no easy road. Just carrying that paranormal load. Now the green dollar sign is finally lit. And every dust devil helped earn this bit. Third time's a charm. Raise them high tonight. Dust devils celebrating underneath the moonlight. From getting knocked down to finally seeing the prize. We kept believing when nobody else tried. Got clacked twice, had to start over twice. Still refused to quit the fight. Passion over profit till the day we're done. Dust paranormal's time has finally come. From dust busters to dust devils, hear the crowd roar. We got monetized and we're opening the door. The journey was hard, but we made it this far. Guess third time's a charm. Yeah, third time's a charm.
Can't hear anything, by the way. So this is an In Spirit Live. Okay, well, hopefully other people can hear. Shout out to everybody. Welcome to the stream. This has been a mess because I was supposed to stream this on Thursday and that didn't happen. What happened was I was stuck in traffic, and while I was in traffic, I got this crazy sharp pain in my left side, like it was going through my back and through my guts, and it was god awful. And I got home and I was like, oh my god, what the hell? And I was in like crazy pain, like it was shooting into my legs, it was shooting in, like my whole body was aching. And I got in voice chat and I was talking to one of my mods, T-Bex, and a few other people, and they could hear me. They're like, Dust, go to the hospital. I'm like, no. They're like, no, go to the fucking hospital. And they had to like get Fleureo to get in the voice chat, and she's like, no, go to the fucking hospital. And I went to the hospital, and it was a kidney stone, 4 millimeters. Big son of a bitch. I had a fever. My head was killing me. And they're like, okay, well, take some ibuprofen, Tylenol, go home. You're gonna pass it. So I go home, and it was bad. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I woke up this morning, and I went to go use the bathroom, and it felt like I pissed out a bowling ball that was like as sharp as glass, and I literally hit the floor and almost passed out. That was rough. I've been fucked up for a few days, but you know, I'm still in pain from that. I was literally like trying to get this stream set up. Literally nothing's in order. My docket is a mess. But what's up, everybody? Yeah, it was rough. Like, I'm in a lot, like, this is gonna hurt for a while. But like, when I pissed that thing out, literally, I could hear that thing hit the toilet. Like, it echoed in my bathroom. It was damn. So, I've been drinking lots of water, you know. We're gonna try and get through the stream. And I've been wanting to stream because, ladies and gentlemen, the paranormal stream right here, as you can see, the paranormal channel is now partially monetized. And thank you, Zombie, with the $10 super chat. My very first super chat on this channel. So there are a few members. Thank you to the new members. When you become a member, it's like $1 or something. And every member can drop emojis. The more members I get, the more emojis I can put in there. Like, the memberships are mostly for the emojis. Or maybe I'll make certain live streams private, but they'll be like members only. Shout out to T-Bex. Thank you for your donation. We got another super chat, Scarborough Gatekeeper. Your second super chat. I think you're the third, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, $1.99. Okay, yeah, but it's really not that much, and it's because thank you for thank you so much for the donation. It's literally the paranormal channel is now monetized, and so you guys might notice that I'm not streaming on both platforms anymore, and that's because the goal was to get this channel partially monetized so that I can split the YouTube channels completely, so we will no longer be streaming on both platforms anymore. But we're going to continue with paranormal stuff on this channel, and so whenever I do paranormal streams, it will be here. The main channel, the Dust Productions channel, is going to be, I'm going to start covering regular YouTube drama on the main channel, and I'll still cover Power Ranger stuff every now and again if something happens, but nothing really too much has happened in a while over in that community, in my opinion. Nothing noteworthy. So it's been fully split. So when I stream Power Rangers or YouTube drama, it's on the main channel only. When I stream paranormal, it's here. So we got this partially monetized. The next milestone is to be fully monetized on the channel, which I think I need like 300 and something subscribers and 1,000 hours watch time, and then this channel will be fully monetized like the other one is. But yeah, everybody can now super chat. You can become members. I'll be making more emojis the more members that we get for this channel. I want this channel to, I put all of my effort into this channel for months, and you know, I received that copyright strike and all that other stuff that happened, and I lost all that watch time, and like literally it happened like twice to this channel. So I've had, like, that's what that song, Third Time's a Charm, this was the third time trying to make this channel into something, and we have succeeded to where this channel's partially monetized. I can now split my content, and I can continue this channel, and I can bring my main channel back to life because my main channel's dead. I pretty much let it die because I was focusing on this channel, which is fine. That was my choice. So you guys, if you heard the merch song, go buy your hate merch. You know, I have to do a little rolling advertisement. You know, we got the pillows, we got the stickers, we got the tumblers, dustparanormal.com. Some people already ordered some tumblers. You know, we got the stickers. The tumblers are selling really good. People are ordering this tumbler. So I recommend the tumblers because people love them. You know, we do have the pillows. I'll probably start adding more. I'll give you guys a little, you know, Halloween is usually really good for the paranormal. So today, like, I'm already starting to work on Halloween designs so that we can have some Halloween themed merch. Which when I drop Halloween merch, I'll probably drop it at the end of August, like beginning of September, so that people can order it and they have time to get their merch in before Halloween. But that's the plan. And of course, some of my mods were in voice chat and they saw some of the designs. Like, it's very early design work. Hold on, let me get to, like I said, oh. I forget what this song is. Oh, I know what this is. I'm not really going to play that. I do have some memes. I do have a docket of sorts. We are going to be talking about The Conjuring, Trademark War. There's a lot of videos to react to. I'm gonna need the Unique alert siren going off on my live chat. Hey everyone. My OBS has been messing up lately, so I'm trying to get it dialed in. We'll see if it happens sooner than later. Everything should look okay. So, really quick, and I didn't get everything I wanted lined up. So, we're not really going to react to Ladies Fright's live stream on this. However, I do want to give her a shout out. And mods, please post Ladies Fright's YouTube channel in the chat. If you look, she's at 364 subscribers. We need to get her to 500 subs. That's what we need. That should be the goal for Ladies Fright. Is 500 subs. She did do a stream, enough listening to Overnight Nonsense. So she was talking about the Conjuring trademark stuff, which is going to be the main focus tonight. But this is like a 3-hour and 46-minute stream. It's hard for me to condense it, but if you want to hear Ladies Fright's take on this, definitely go subscribe to Ladies Fright and go check it out. The name of that stream is Enough Listening to Overnight's Nonsense. But while I was like taken out sick as hell, J Carts was dropping bangers. J Carts is dropping bangers. And if you look, I may lose respect for this. You didn't lose no respect for me. The reason I stopped talking to him, I wonder who him is. Let me know in the chat who you think him is, allegedly. Who is J Cards talking about? Who could he possibly be talking about? Me, the troll, I have to react to this. So, and we got to get my take on this. So, let's get going.
Paranormal crowds. He is watching, not letting them get away. All these fakers, they're gonna have to pay.
So this is going to be a very simple, straightforward video. Okay? I'm not putting this video out there to encourage hate towards Elton.
Ooh.
I know immediately people are going to be probably shocked and confused why I'm even posting this video, but I need to give people more of an idea that the rumors aren't really rumors.
Ooh. Jay Cart saying, these rumors that y'all be talking about, all these rumors that Dust says he knows about, all these rumors of us talking behind the scenes, some of these are not rumors. Thank you for the $5 super chat. For future burrito considerations, yeah, the next time I take a chance, man, for sure, because you know I will. All right.
Everybody here knows that basically since the beginning of that collaboration, I have been doing nothing but speaking very highly about it, even behind the scenes. Did I have a few criticisms here and there? Of course I did. I was very open about my criticisms with the entire collaboration, but overall I said it was a fantastic experience and I do not regret nothing.
I will say, Jay Carts, you were very nice about all of this. I would not have been. That's why I keep saying you're the good version of me. I would have been an asshole. It's really hard for me to understand why, like, Elton would come at you. Actually, I do understand, and I think it's fucked up. But we'll get into that.
That has been my entire tone this entire time. To give a little bit more context of why this message was sent to me, Side-Eye Guy, about a month ago, posted a video going over his opinion of the collaboration I did with Overnight. He didn't really care for it too much. He just said that he was happy that I had a good time, but overall he thinks that the Overnight crew, or at least Elton, did me a little dirty by the way the video was presented. This was his opinion. You can go back through and watch it and get your own ideas about what he was meaning, but I truthfully believe he obviously didn't mean any harm by it. Overall, he was just happy that I had a good time. That's been his opinion this entire time. I received a message from Elton. Pretty sure that same day or the next day after Seg's video was posted. And Elton had replied to Seg on his video. You guys can go watch that video where Seg goes over Elton's comment. Very few people really are defending him on that. The reason why Elton has not been able to get a hold of me, and he's about to find out, is
we're gonna skip back just a minute.
Reason why Elton has not been able to get a hold of me, and he replied to Seg on his video. You guys can go watch.
So I did not react to this, and it's mostly because I was going to wait and see what Elton says or does, because the comment that Elton left on Side-Eye Guy's stream, I think he definitely fucked up. And the reason is he needs to be media trained. He crashed out in Side-Eye Guy's comments. And what Elton as a YouTuber should understand is, Elton, you gave Side-Eye Guy content by doing that, number one. Number two, it does not paint you in a good light. That was not a proper response. If you are you're a businessman, you're a paranormal investigator. So there's a certain level of professionalism I think that you needed, and you kind of screwed up when you left that comment on Side-Eye Guy's video, in my opinion. Because Elton even said he's a bit of a hothead. Listen, when you feel like you're going to crash out, people have done this when I report on them. They crash out on Facebook and shit. They don't really do that so much anymore because they fucking learned, when you get fired up, put the phone down. Put the goddamn phone down. Get through those emotions. And if you want to respond, then do a proper response.
Watch that video where Seg goes over Elton's comment. Very few people really are defending him on that. The reason why Elton has not been able to get a hold of me, and he's about to find out, is because I muted him after this message. I had so much going on in my personal life that I really did not want to deal with it. I already had an idea about what his attitude was. I've seen it a couple times here on my channel. Even called him out saying, hey, man, I didn't mean to make you mad. And he would say, oh, yeah, I wasn't mad, man. I appreciate your opinion. No, I feel like the guy genuinely, he gets boiled too easily. And this is going to show you exactly what is to be expected on a lot of the stuff you're probably going to be seeing in the future. This is the tone that you're going to be seeing. Even worse than this, actually. Now that I've seen something that Elton himself was deciding not to show me in full context, now that I have seen in full context, I know I made the right call by muting him. Because no doubt, and he can deny all he wants, the more I would have denied anything, probably would have sparked his attitude more. I almost have a gut feeling that that's probably what happened. Now, can I say that as a confirmed fact? No, because I muted him. But again, after seeing what I've seen behind the scenes, I probably dodged a bullet. And what I mean by things that he chose to show me but didn't show in full context, at some point in the future, you're probably going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I decided to, because another party involved with this decided that they were going to show me something in full context, not hiding anything, in video format of the conversation they had with Elton. And I can say, and Elton will know exactly what I'm talking about, that if I had seen this in full context, I definitely would not have thought Elton was in the right. As a matter of fact, I would have felt he was the instigator. I don't see how anybody would see this conversation any other way. So the reason why I was sent this message was because when Side Eye Guy posted his video, my friends, so Andrew Stonerock, Heart Mode Horror, and Amber Dust, and a biffy of others, Lord Beagle, they commented in the comments section agreeing with Side Eye Guy that they felt Overnight did me dirty. Now, that is an opinion on their part, and I should also emphasize that they've had a negative opinion about Elton before I did the collaboration with Overnight. I was still pumped and excited, and I still went in there.
But see, that's the problem. You know, I've said this before, and Elton needs to understand this. Other people need to understand this. You can be friends with someone, but just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean you have to be okay with someone else's friends. Okay, if someone if you become friends with someone, you accept someone as their friend, but you don't have to accept their baggage. Meaning you don't have to not like someone just because you don't like someone. So because Elton doesn't like some of Jay Cart's friends, that does not mean that Jay Cart's needs to do the same thing, and vice versa. Don't accept someone else's baggage. Be your own person. And it seems like that's what Jay Cart's was doing this whole time. You know. So let's continue.
Very happy that they even offered to have me go with them. But they always had a negative opinion about him, even more concerned about me. And maybe they should have been concerned about me. So this is the message I received after Seg's video was posted. And this was sent to me on Tuesday, March 31st at 12 a.m. I want to say his time, because on my time it was 6 p.m. I was at work when I got this message. Already stressed out. Not a great day.
I can't even remember if he reads this, but just an FYI, when people like Side Eye Guy do videos like that, and then your buddies also comment on it, hyping it up, definitely makes it where others will not want to collab, especially because it now seems like you've been talking a lot of shit about us as well, if your friends are saying stuff on your behalf. I don't believe that they were saying anything. I don't think Side Eye Guy and any of these people are saying, yo, Jay Carts agrees with us on this. So I think, Elton, you might be putting some words in people's mouths, especially when Side Eye Guy delete my comments disproving all of this bullshit, and obviously gives zero motivation to ask our people at YouTube to ever help those types of channels out ever again. Just some feedback.
dealing with a lot of stuff in my personal life. My dad's health is declining in a lot of ways. I digress. Besides the point, not really a good time to be sending me a message like this. So that was strike one for why I'm not talking to this guy. Strike two, I know his attitude, and I've seen it behind the scenes. So I full-heartedly believe I dodged a bullet right here. Here is where I start really getting the attitude. Yo, just an FYI,
okay,
when people like Side Eye Guy do videos like that, and then your buddies also comment on it, hyping it up, definitely makes it to where others will not want to collab. So he's already thinking I have the power to just tell people how they should feel about somebody. Because they're my friends, I should automatically tell my friends they can't have an opinion about Elton because I did a collaboration with them. That's not how the internet works. They're allowed to have their opinions. They're adults. They can say whatever the fuck they want.
So just because... What does this say? Laughing Crow Cheese. Nice little channel you got there. Be a shame if anything happened to it. I think, yeah, you're quoting... Maybe you're quoting Elton. Oh, yeah. So I think that this is just, Elton. Yeah, our people at YouTube. Okay, you got people at YouTube. That's great. Good for you. I think that maybe you should talk to your people at YouTube and maybe they can media train you so that you don't crash out. Because that's an issue. And Elton will see this as an attack. I'm literally not attacking you. Like, dude, if you feel you're a hothead, if you feel you're gonna crash out, put the damn phone down. Because that's what started all this shit.
That's not my fault. That is not my fault. Especially because it now seems like you've been talking a lot of shit about us. So now jumping from that to make an assumption that I am also out there shit-talking them. Everybody here knows.
See, that's why I say, like, Elton is saying, like, yo, your friends are saying you're shit-talking and you're shit-talking. Dude, Elton's putting words in people's mouths. No, Jake Hartz did not shit-talk you. He was trying to stay very neutral. And Elton, I think you put Jake Hartz in this position. Is my opinion.
Knows that yes, I've had opinions, and maybe even some of their audience would find those opinions to be shit talking in their eyes. I guess more criticisms than anything, constructive criticisms, but shit talking, no. I've been pretty much your guys' biggest cheerleader, your biggest cheerleader, because everybody else doesn't have a problem with anybody else on the crew. It's just normally when they hear things, it's all.
Jake Hartz, you just called yourself a cheerleader, and I'm a troll. Don't be surprised if I make a meme of you in a cheerleader outfit in the future. I'm just saying, I'm a troll. I like to troll. I like Jake Hartz.
Always bad about you. And then you see this kind of shit, and then you see the stuff that he said on Seg's video, and then the stuff that I've seen in private, and the stuff that the way he's been just handling himself publicly. Yeah. It's very obvious that this guy has an anger problem. But it's not an excuse to act like this to people. It's not. This is the first message, again, I have received in months. And the reason why it's the only message you see right here, right now, on this phone is because this is my new phone. It was my old phone we were talking on before I had to get a new one. So, same number, but different phone. This is why it's been months since he's actually messaged me. So this, the first message I got in several months, and this is it. All right, so now you've been talking a lot of shit and stuff behind our backs or whatever. As well, if your friends are saying stuff on your behalf. So I'm apparently too scared, and my friends are defending me on things, and they're speaking for my behalf. Again, another assumption. Especially when Side Eye Guy deletes my comments disapproving all his bullshit, that little smiley face emoji thing. Like he's trying to make a point. And that comment was never deleted or removed. It's not been shadow banned. It's still there, and people are still replying to it and liking it and doing all that stuff. So he jumped the gun on that one too. and obviously gives zero motivation to ask our people at YouTube to ever help those types of channels out ever again. Just some feedback, mi amigo. And I really could not stand the fact that you called me mi amigo at the end of that, after making that kind of assumption about me. I did one collaboration. We've had a couple of, we had a few conversations over Instagram and on the phone. To fucking point a giant finger at me immediately after months. If you actually had come to me and said, hey man, I saw Seg's video. I just want to know what your thoughts on it are. Did you think we mistreated you or whatnot? That would have been one thing. But that's not what you did here. What you decided to do was make the assumption that I was actually out here shit-talking you and fuck this guy and start pointing a finger at me. And you can argue however you want what this looks like, but this is exactly how it came off to me. So to give you a little bit of context about the attitude behind the scenes, that was a little bit of the attitude. He blamed me for somebody else's video. Yes, the only thing that I was involved with was the collaboration. And yes, my friends, they have had an opinion about him that was not positive. They are not fans of Elton Castee. Again, has nothing to do with the overnight channel in general. They're just not fans of Elton. Andrew, when I showed him this message, and yes, I showed him this message because I was so goddamn shocked that I was even sent this. He left a comment on Seg's video pretty much saying, you know, yeah, Elton would rather blame Jordan for the opinions of others. And I honestly wasn't even going to film this video, but I really feel like I need to give people some context here. That, no, it's not just about saying things about Elton to say things about Elton. No, it's genuinely, this is an attitude that he has. And look, he does this a lot to people. One side was very open and transparent with me when it came to some of the stuff. When it came to the stuff. One of them cherry-picked stuff and showed me some things. And there's a possibility that stuff will probably come out at some point in the future too, depending on what's all released. But I'm sure this is not going to be the only thing that's going to be dropped.
Listen, guys, I remember the last live stream I told y'all that things are going to explode soon and a lot of things are going to start coming out. Now, this is just some of it. And there's a lot more stuff that isn't even connected to like the Conjuring trademark and lawsuits. Like it's like a lot of other stuff that's about to come out. But this, like, I'm telling you, things are building up.
I really wish him nothing but the best. I really do. But as it comes to like, when it comes to collaborations and doing things again, I have no interest because apparently I can't even have an opinion, or my friends can't even have an opinion about somebody if you do a collaboration with this guy.
Jake, so listen, I'm friends with Fleureo. I'm friends with Ladies Fright. I'm friends with a few paranormal YouTubers. And not all of our beliefs or opinions align, and that's okay. I'm sure that there are things about me that my online friends don't like, but they just, whatever. Like they decide to be my friend. Like, well, whatever. We accept it along with everything else. We're allowed to have different opinions. We're allowed to cover things differently. Like, I don't control Fleureo. I don't control what she does on her channel. I don't control Ladies Fright. I don't control what she does on her channel. They do not control me. We cannot message, like, we do not message each other and say, you can't talk shit about this person. You can't have this view on this person. You need to shut the hell up. We don't do that. Okay? That's what Elton is telling J Carts to do. J Carts is in no position to tell Side Eye Guy or Andrew Stonerock or anyone to shut the hell up because he does not control them. J Carts is in control of his channel. Just like all of us. Just like Elton is in control of his actions and what he comments on.
You do a collaboration with this guy, yeah, that stuff's off the. Yeah, you can't do that. Hell, if you don't even have a collaboration with this guy doesn't like opinions that are negative about his channel or him. He donated to my GoFundMe a little while back, and I really appreciated that. The guy donated about $600-something, $666. Now that I think about it, $666. And I don't know if he'll ever use that against me. GoFundMe is an optional thing. It is not a requirement, so he didn't have to do that. but he was probably just trying to either be generous or maybe he just wanted to win me over. I really don't know his intentions anymore. It's becoming very hard to see his intentions. But if he starts making a scene about that, I will just send the money back. As a matter of fact, that's probably what I'll have to do anyways, because I really don't need him using that as an excuse or a reason why I'm a piece of shit now. I just want to get to where I want to be my own way. I don't want the help of... I just don't want help from him. I just don't. So that's all I pretty much have to say about that. I, again, wish him nothing but the best. But after everything I've seen, and this is not it, by the way, this is just not it. There's a reason why I feel the way I feel now. It's not just because of the message he sent me, but it's also because of what he has sent to other people and what he has said to other people. So I shouldn't be too surprised. And just because you self-acknowledge that you have an attitude, that does not make it right to treat people like that. That's all I'll say about that. So anyways, take care, everybody. That's all I want to say.
So, and of course, after J-Cards posts this video, people were threatening to unsubscribe from his channel. So J-Cards uploads this, which I think is the ultimate troll. I think J-Cards, so far you win Troll of the Year.
Hit it!
And of course, this is like copywritten, so I have to pause it. Yeah, so, but that's, you know, what's been going on with J-Cards. Elton has been such an idiot over this stuff. In my opinion, I would have to agree with that assessment. I think he needs to rethink how he's approaching certain things. And I think he needs to think before he tweets or leaves comments or does anything on social media. Well, let me know in the comments below what you think of this drama between Elton Castee and J-Cards. All right, so let's see what y'all are saying. Just for the people that are in here, this channel is now monetized. Not that you have to, but people can super chat me. You can become members and you can use the emojis. We got the Dust Devil logo. We got the Dust Paranormal logo. The more members I get, the more emojis I can upload. We have the Dust Devil emoji. We are partially monetized. Let's see. I feel like he took a page out of Dust Troll book. I think he did, and damn, he took it and did a better job than I would have. I think. Yes, if someone wants to send me that I can only send it to me through Discord, but I would love to see the response to that. If you send it to me on Facebook, I won't get it because I'm not signed in on my computer. But if you're in my Discord, and I think you might be, send it to me in a message. I'll wait for you. I'll wait. I need a little bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it. Because I didn't have any. Today's the first day where people can become members. The more members we get, I know we need to get a Fant Owl emoji, and we definitely need a little bitch emoji. So I'll probably work on those two. I think Fleureo posted in the office. Not typing for me. Scarborough got me. Hang on. this is why it's, you know, good that people are in my Discord. Not throwing shade to people that aren't. You don't have to be in my Discord to be my friend. Okay. Thank you, Scarborough. Let's look at this response. Thank you. You're giving me content. You're giving me content. So this is the response? Overnight. Bro, you could have just texted me back and even said, let me get back to you, or whatever else you're going through. But instead you made a whole video, which takes way longer. Well, you know, Elton, you could have just fucking, instead of leaving comments and shit on other people's videos, maybe you could have just messaged J-Cards. But instead you made a whole video, which takes way longer. My last text message to you, we're trying to help your friends about their YouTube problems. I don't think people... Were people really messaging Elton over this? Over the past drama? I don't know. People I have never met but wanted to help. I have like 15 emails with Beardo trying to help them. My text messages prior were trying to coordinate the collab with you, where you wanted us to figure out your transport and hotels. I don't care about the money. You made a GoFundMe because you need help, so I help. It's not that deep. Now you're making assumptions. I donated you as blackmail. I don't think he... See, Elton, this is you putting words in J-Cart's mouth. I don't remember... Guys, did J-Cart say at all, did he say blackmail at all in that video? You know, I need to know. Where's that video? There's, in the transcript, the word blackmail is not in there. So, Mr. Elton, you're putting words in his mouth and just assuming. So, no, he didn't say blackmail according to the transcript. Come on, man. I literally did it anonymously and was surprised when you texted me about it. You had Andrew and all the comments talking on your behalf. How do you know that? How do you know? How do you know that Elton... Sorry, my messages just got froze. Holy crap, people are dropping... Who dropped memberships? Someone dropped 10 memberships? It looks like 10 or 20 memberships. Welcome everybody to the Dust Devils. I don't know why my chat froze like that. But anyways, so how do you know, where did Andrew Stonerock say that he was talking to J-Cards on his own behalf? Elton, you're putting words, you're just assuming and putting words in people's mouths. That's not an assumption when your friends are talking crap on your behalf. That's a real thing that happened. I don't think so. I think that Andrew said something. He commented on it, but I don't think he talked in J-Cart's behalf. And my TFIL comment was not there after I wrote it. I assume my name was just auto blocked or something like that. I don't know, but it disappeared for me. And from a YouTube perspective, my whole team put in time, money, and effort to do that collab with you. We paid you dinner, hotel, gas. And then after it's clear you're saying negative things. What negative things did he really say? Maybe he critiqued a few things. It was people he was friends with that you had a problem with. And you're pinning it on J-Carts, in my opinion. That's why I texted you. I talk to everyone the same way. That's a problem then. That's how I text my friends or anyone I've ever met, or even to brand new people. If you read it hatefully, then that's your call. Anyways, hope things have gotten, I'm assuming, better for you. All right, well, let's see this next comment. Let's look at this next comment. So, Scarborough. Scarborough, Elton, come on now. It's not like Jordan made Seg do that video. He didn't. Nobody. So, people think that all the debunkers are like, yo, Beardo, you're going to put out this video. And Seg, then you're going to put out this video. And J-Carts, then you're gonna do this, and Fleureo, then you're gonna do that. No, nobody's doing that shit. I don't know what the fuck any of these people are doing before they do it, and it's the same with everyone else. Jordan was super positive about the collab the entire time until you started this up. Even his friends tried to change his mind. And your team really should have at least added his channel on screen and not just his name. My two minuscule 2 cents here. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why it says welcome to Devil. It should say Dust Devils. I'm gonna have to fix it. See, everything's all jacked. We are the Dust Devils. But yeah, so this is the crappy, in my opinion, crappy response of putting words in people's mouths, in my opinion, which is just my opinion. Nobody told me to do this live stream. And really, people like, and Elton, I'm sure he's going to take this as, oh, I'm attacking Elton. I'm really not, dude. I'm critiquing how you're handling this, which I don't think is very well. Like, I really don't watch overnight. I don't give up, like, and everything with the Conjuring House, like the lawsuits and everything that's happening. I am not a lawyer. I don't know shit about trademarks. I'll probably give my opinions on this. But that doesn't mean I know what, like, I was trying to stay out of it until maybe like there was some kind of resolution, but there isn't. And things are continuing. And Elton just seems to be, dude, you need to take a step back, I think, and look at this. I just thought Satan was welcoming us as a member. Yeah. Scarborough, thank you for those. I really appreciate it. I really wouldn't know anything about Elton if he wasn't acting out. I literally never look in Elton's direction. I don't pay attention to what he's doing. I don't really care. It's and I like Jason Hawes, but I don't really pay attention to what he's doing. I don't like, no offense, Jason Hawes, I don't really care. I mean, I hope you get the Conjuring House. I will say, I hope Jason Hawes gets the Conjuring House. Do I think it'll happen? I do think it'll happen. Will it be a put, like a, will this be drawn out even longer? Yes, I believe so. Am I a lawyer? No. Do I think that am I saying I understand everything legally that's happening? No, I don't. Why do you think I haven't really commented too much? But I can definitely talk about how people are reacting. You know, And I don't see Jason Hawes losing his shit in people's comments. I don't see Jason Hawes like acting, like raising his voice or acting unprofessional, in my opinion. He put out some videos, which we are going to react to, but like Jason Hawes is acting more professional, in my opinion. And I know this will probably piss Elton off, but dude, you need to act more professional like Jason Hawes. And it's another thing too is people are wanting Elton to respond. I think he should for some things, but for other things, I don't think he can for legal reasons. Because he's got lawsuits right now. He can't really speak on certain things, or he shouldn't. I mean, that would be my guess. But I don't know. It's messy. It's very messy. I have one major number one rule, and that's don't be greedy. And that guy breaks that rule. It's also a good way to tell if someone is compromised if they are greedy. New Line Cinema is now involved. Elton and Matt shouldn't go against them. Dude, it's like, here's my question, because I don't know about this crap. Let's do some hypothetical scenarios. Hypothetical scenario, Jason Hawes gets the Conjuring House. In this hypothetical scenario, Jason Hawes gets the house, but Elton gets the trademark. What the fuck are either one of them gonna do? I think Jason would have to call it something else, which would suck. But what the fuck would Elton Castee do with the Conjuring House trademark if he doesn't have the Conjuring House? You see? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And another thing, too, that I don't understand, and maybe you guys can explain in the chat, if Jason gets the Conjuring House and Elton owns the debt, does Jason Hawes just have to pay the debt and that's it? I don't know how any of that works. Yeah, that's what I hear. But I don't know. But New Line Productions has to defend its trademark. They have a history of doing so since 2013. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, what does Elton do if Jason gets the house and Elton somehow manages to get that trademark? How does that, like, how is that gonna... It doesn't make a damn bit of sense to me. All right. My guess is that when he got the debt, maybe Elton thought he'd secure the name, and oops, it didn't happen like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how the hell this works. I'm just looking at what's happening and just commenting on it, you know, like what my opinions are, because there ain't no damn legal advice with me. It could be turned into a 80s movie with a montage. Hello. Well, hello. I'm totally not Fleureo's other account that has YouTube Premium. Legal Gremlin? T Gremlin? I'm not sure. I'm totally not. What the hell? How many people are claiming to be Fleureo's burner account? Jason has expressed repeatedly his desire to pay off the debt. The question before the court is to whom? Yeah, so that's another thing. Like, he wants to pay the debt and he can't because of all these lawsuits. That's all I know. I don't know the how and the why for it. Yeah. Someone needs to write the screenplay. It's getting stinking happy in here. Yeah, people are getting a little slap happy. It's fine. This YouTube channel's open mic. So I will be dropping the link later and people can come up, give their opinions, give their thoughts. And you don't have to have your camera on to click my StreamYard link. People can do that. This is open mic. And whether I like you or not, or whether I reported on you or not, or if you're Elton, or if you're J Carts, or if you're Jason Hawes, or if you're anyone, you can click my link and say your piece or defend yourself if you feel like you need to defend yourself. But we need to keep it pushing. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep pushing like I pushed that damn kidney stone out. Came out in a damn pool of blood. Okay. You're welcome for that visual. All right, so next we have Mr. Andrew Stonerock. Andrew Stonerock. And he put out a video, Trademark War, Battle for the Conjuring House. It's like a WWE SmackDown of Jason Hawes and Elton Castee. Like, what the hell? But it's a trademark war. It is. But we gotta react to this. We got a lot of stuff we gotta react to before I drop this link. We do gotta get through it. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or if it's the first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew, and today we're talking about the current trademark war that's going on for the Conjuring House. I went and I've talked to Jason Hawes about it. I've also talked to Elton Castee, and I've got his take on the whole thing.
You know, and that is, you know, that's something good if you're going to report on it. I'm just reacting to these videos. I mean, if Elton or Jason want to comment, they can comment in my chat, or they can drop my, you know, click my link, you know. But it's good if Andrew's going to report on this, especially since it's like a trademark war and it's legal stuff. Talk to Jason Hawes, talk to Elton. Those are the two big players. Let's go.
I have thoughts on it that I wrote into the script, so you guys are going to hear about that. But first, since this is a re-upload, this is a re-record rather, and then I'm going to have to re-edit, re-upload. I like the music. There was some audio-visual bugs on the first one. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. I couldn't get rid of them because they were just baked in. Like camera with the autofocus, it turned itself back on and stuff like that, and it was just kind of pixelated a little bit. And there was an audio bug where, for some reason, it was doubling my voice on YouTube. I don't know if that was an actual YouTube bug or if that was in the video itself. I just thought it safer to go ahead, re-record, re-edit, and we'll go again. So without any further ado, crack you open something to drink, and let's get into it. Monster Nitro, by the way. Tastes just like orange juice. All right.
That makes my bladder hurt.
All right. War for the Conjuring House. Trademark War. For years, the Conjuring House has been one of the most famous paranormal locations in the world. Millions of people know the name. Investigators have traveled there. Tourists have paid to visit. And countless YouTube videos, documentaries, television shows, and news reports have used the same phrase. The Conjuring House. Told you that today there is an active legal battle over who owns that name. Not the house, not the land, not the mortgage, but the name The Conjuring House. And according to the public trademark filings, court records, corporate registrations, and domain records, the fight has become one of the strangest legal battles the paranormal world has ever seen. And at the center of the dispute is a federal trademark application filed in October 2025, an application that claims commercial use of the phrase Conjuring House dating back to at least October 1st, 2015. But there's just one problem. According to the historical timeline of the property, the house wasn't operating ghost tours in 2015. It wasn't operating as a museum. It wasn't operating as an overnight paranormal experience. It wasn't even operating as a public attraction at all. Instead, it was a private residence. So, where did those claimed trademark rights come from? That's the question at the center of this story. And to answer it, we'll have to go back to the beginning. Act 1, the icon. Long before the lawsuits, the LLCs, the trademark filings, and the court battles, they were simply an old farmhouse in Burrillville, Rhode Island. Historically known as the Arnold Estate, the property has existed for centuries. For decades, it was a simple private home. That changed in 2013. When Warner Bros. Released The Conjuring House, the farmhouse became internationally famous overnight. Whether you believe the ghosts or not, the impact of the film is impossible to deny. The movie became a massive success. The location became a destination. And perhaps most importantly, the public began referring to the property by a new name, The Conjuring House. This wasn't the result of a trademark filing. It wasn't the end result of a marketing campaign. It was simply the name people adopted. News articles used it, television shows used it, paranormal investigators used it, fans used it. The phrase became synonymous with the property itself. At the time, however, the owners were not operating a paranormal attraction. Norma Sutcliffe and Gerald Helfrich lived in the home as a private residence. In fact, the attention created serious problems. According to public reporting, the owners faced trespassing issues and unwanted visitors as curiosity surrounding the property exploded following the film's release. Despite the property's growing fame, there were no commercial ghost tours operating there in 2013. No museum, no public overnight investigations, no paranormal businesses. Just a private home that had suddenly become one of the most recognizable haunted locations in America. And that fact becomes critically important later, because while the public may have known the property as the Conjuring House, the question isn't whether the name existed. The question is who was using it commercially. And that's where our story begins to get complicated. Act 2, the land grab. To understand how a trademark dispute emerged around the Conjuring House, we first need to understand what was happening with the property itself. In 2019, paranormal investigators Corey and Jennifer Heinzen purchased the home and transformed it into a commercial paranormal destination. For the first time, visitors could book investigations. Tours became available. The farmhouse had evolved from a private residence into a business. And importantly, it operated publicly under the name the people had already come to know, The Conjuring House. 3 years later, in 2022, the property had changed hands again. Boston real estate developer Jacqueline Nuñez acquired the property through her company, Fleureo LLC. The operation expanded, events increased, the property's visibility continued to grow, but behind the scenes, financially, problems were beginning to emerge. By 2025, those problems had become impossible to ignore. The property was facing foreclosure, a public auction was scheduled, and that's when a new player entered the story. On October 8th, 2025, a Rhode Island company called Summit & Stone LLC purchased the property's underlying mortgage note. The company was connected to YouTube personality Elton Castee. At first glance, many people assumed this meant that Elton had purchased a house. But that's not what happened.
No.
He purchased the debt. And in real estate law, debt and ownership are not the same thing. One controls the loan, and the other controls the deed. This distinction would soon become the center of a growing legal war, because while Summit & Stone was acquiring the mortgage, another transaction was taking place. Ghost Hunters founder Jason Hawes was pursuing a purchase agreement directly tied to ownership of the property itself. The result? 2 separate interests now existed. One side held the debt, the other side claimed ownership through deed transaction. And then, only days later, something else appeared. A federal trademark application, Act 3, the claim.
Damn.
On October 17th, 2025, an application was submitted to the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The mark being claimed was simple, Conjuring House, because you can't trademark the word the. The applicant was listed as Haunted Homes LLC. The filing sought protection for 2 categories of service, Class 041, ghost tours, historical site tours, museum services, occult exhibitions, and Class 043, temporary accommodations, hotel-style lodging. The application itself wasn't unusual. Businesses file trademarks every day. What made this filing different were the dates. According to the application, the mark had first been used as early as October 1st, 2013. The filing further claimed first use in commerce as early as October 1st, 2015. Those dates would become the foundation of everything that followed, because trademark priority is often based on who used a mark first, not who filed it, not who bought a property.
So it's basically who used it first. Who used the trademark first commercially? Like, that's very important.
Property first, but who used it first? The filing was submitted under Section 1A, meaning the applicant was declaring that the mark was already being used in commerce. The application was signed and submitted under oath, and shortly after publication, it drew immediate attention. Act 4, the evidence. When filing a trademark application based on active commercial use, applicants must provide evidence showing how the mark is being used in commerce. This evidence is called a specimen, and in this case, the specimen would become one of the most controversial parts of the entire filing. According to the application, the supporting specimen was not a ticketing page operated by Haunted Homes LLC. It was not a booking page for tours operated by Haunted Homes LLC. And it was not a website owned by Haunted Homes LLC. Instead, the filing references a page hosted by bostonghosts.com. The application describing this page as an example of use of the mark in commerce.
Okay.
That immediately raised questions from opponents of the filing. Why? Because trademark law generally requires applicants to demonstrate their use of the mark in commerce, not simply the existence of a mark on a third-party website. Filing also contains a federal declaration signed under penalty of law, affirming that the facts contained within the application are believed to be accurate. At this point, the dispute was no longer about whether the filing existed, because it clearly did. The question became whether the evidence submitted actually supported the claims being made. And that brings us to the timeline. Act 5.
Here we go.
The timeline.
This is important.
Remember those dates. October 1st, 2013 and October 1st, 2015. Because everything hinges on them. Let's compare the filings to the historical record. The application claims first commercial use by October 2015. So, what was happening at the property in October 2015? The answer appears straightforward. The home was owned by Norma Sutcliffe and Gerald Helfrich. It functioned as a private residence. The property was not operating public ghost tours. It was not functioning as a museum. It was not operating overnight paranormal experiences. And it was not operating as a commercial haunted attraction. At that time, the farmhouse was still years away from becoming a paranormal tourism destination. The Heinzens would not purchase the property until 2019. The commercial attraction most people know today did not yet exist, which creates an obvious question. If commercial ghost services were being offered under the name Conjuring House in 2015, who was offering them? Where were the tours? And what were the ticket sales? Lastly, where was the business's operation? perhaps most importantly, how could a company formed in 2025 claim commercial use dating back a full decade earlier? Those questions now sit at the center of the trademark dispute, and they would soon become formal legal arguments. Act 5.5, Elton responds. At this point, I wanted to make sure I wasn't simply telling one side of the story. Before recording this video, I reached out directly to Elton Castee and offered him an opportunity to respond to the questions surrounding the trademark application. After some initial discussion, Elton provided a response explaining his position regarding the filing. In his response, Elton argued that the formation date of Haunted Homes LLC is not relevant to the trademark priority. He compared the situation to a company creating a new corporate entity while continuing to use intellectual property that existed beforehand. He also argued that The Conjuring House became a widely recognized commercial name following the release of the 2013 film, and that the trademark filing itself was handled by a trademark attorney. The response raises an important distinction, though. The question isn't whether the phrase "The Conjuring House" existed in 2013, because it clearly did. The question isn't whether the public used the phrase, because they clearly did.
Okay.
News outlets used it. Television shows used it. Paranormal investigators have used it. And fans have used it. The phrase had unquestionably entered the public consciousness, but that's not the question sitting before the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board.
What's the question?
The question is much narrower. Who was using the mark in commerce for the specific services listed in the application? As of this publication of this video, I have not located public records showing who, if anyone, was providing those services listed in the Conjuring House mark in 2015. The question now sits at the heart of the trademark dispute, and it's one of the key reasons that the application is currently being challenged, because ultimately, this isn't a debate over whether people knew the name. It's a debate over who can legally claim commercial rights to it. Act 6, the opposition. As of the filing moved through the federal trademark process, opposition arrived. Jason Hawes formally challenged the application. This dispute moved before the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. The arguments raised in opposition focus heavily on the historical timeline. The opposition argues that the claim dates of commercial use are unsupported by the historical record. The challenge further argues that the property's commercial operation did not begin until years later under entirely different ownership. The opposition also points to the fact that the phrase "The Conjuring House" had become publicly associated with the property long before the trademark filing was submitted. The trademark application remains contested. No final determination has been issued. But the filing is no longer proceeding unchallenged. The battle over ownership of the name had officially begun. While the public waits for video drops in online.
Mr. Andrew Stonerock in the chat, what's up? Recording a video on New Line entering the opposition space tomorrow. Well, that is something that I will definitely be reacting to next week. Thank you. This is a good video so far. I mean, there's a lot of legal stuff, and it seems like if you're not like I'll call it legal savvy, the people that are really know. But what I'm getting from this is who used the name first, who used it, who used the name Conjuring House for commercial use. That's, to me, from what I'm gathering from all of this, is going to determine who owns that right so far.
Statements. The federal government just shifted this battle into high gear. I spoke directly with Jason Hawes, who confirmed that the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board has officially instituted his legal challenge under opposition number 91307-969. The application is no longer just being questioned by critics. It's now on an active formal case before the Board of Education. The federal government has now issued a directive forcing Haunted Homes LLC to step forward and legally answer these timeline claims under oath. If you look closely at the public records, you can see the literal gears of the trademark office turning. When I asked Jason for permission to show the documents, he gave the green light, noting that the historical Arnold estate is a matter of public record. With formal trial schedule now active at the federal level, the corporate battle lines are officially drawn. One side leaves the technicalities to the professionals, while the other side uses raw historical data to dismantle the application entirely. At first glance, the story appears to be about a haunted house, but look closer and you'll find something very different. A fight over intellectual property, a fight over historical use, a fight over branding, and ultimately, a fight over who controls one of the most recognizable names in paranormal culture. The courts will continue to address questions involving ownership of the property. The Trademark Board will address questions involving ownership of the mark. And until those battles are resolved, one question remains unanswered. Who owns the Conjuring House? The house itself may eventually have a clear owner, but the name? That fight is still ongoing. If new filings, court orders, or trademark decisions emerge, we will continue to follow this story. Until then, the documents remain public, the records remain available, and the timeline speaks for itself. If you enjoyed this investigation, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as a result, review the documents, follow the evidence, and draw your own conclusions. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, there's a merch bar down below. You can also hit up the PayPal link and buy me an energy drink if you want. You don't
Mods, please put Andrew Stonerock's channel in the chat.
have to. But I do appreciate you guys for checking this video out. This is the first video I've put out in months. And I was kind of eager to jump into this. So yeah, mods, if anyone's able to, please put Andrew Stonerock's Andrew Stonerock's channel in the chat. I appreciate it. So here's my thoughts on this, okay? This is what I think. I think that regardless of what Andrew Stonerock says, regardless of what I say, regardless of what any other debunker or YouTuber says about any of this, the courts are gonna rule according to whatever they got to do their research on everything and see what's within the law and who used the trademark first, and then there's the battle of who owns the house. No matter what we say, I don't think anything we say is going to affect it. Well, I think that us covering this is going to affect the public opinion on it, which is, of course, what everyone would be worried about. I think Elton would be worried about it. I don't know if, I mean, Jason Hawes could be worried about it. Like, what's the public opinion on this trademark war and the war for the Conjuring House? It's all a power grab. Whoever gets that house and the trademark has the potential to make a lot of money, and that's some people, that's what they're after. So let's see. I have a degree in audio production. That's cool. I think that, yeah, but the thing is that, like, Elton keeps getting, I'm going to say it, Elton keeps getting butthurt and crashing out. And it's if he's worried about public opinion, if he's worried about what people like Andrew Stonerock or Jay Karts or any of us are saying, then he's worried about the public opinion, because we really can't. I don't think anything we do is going to affect the actual court rulings. So it's all the public opinion. And if you think about it, whoever, let's say for instance that Jason Hawes doesn't get the house. Let's say Elton gets the house, he gets the trademark, he gets everything.
he will not have public opinion, and that will affect the sales of the house, or that'll affect how much people will make. You know, like if he were, I still think people would go there, but I don't think, like, it would affect it, I think. And it's through Elton's actions. It's Elton's actions that would affect it. The actions the things you say online right now, the things you say online, and the things that you are doing, the things that you are making public, that is going to tell the public a lot about you, and if they want to spend their money with you. And it's the same for Jason Hawes. Like, but so far, I haven't seen him do anything, or crash out or whatever. Hang on. Elton is just doing everything he can to stop that house from selling. He refuses to give Jason the payout data. Jason and the courts have tried a number of times to get the payout data. Yeah, so no matter what we say or do, it's not really going to affect it. All we can do is report on it and report on their behavior and how they're acting through all of this. Like, that's the perspective that I came to, like, kind of just watching all of this. It's like, Elton keeps making excuses and refusing to take the money to pay off the debt. Jason has an agreement with, he is the right deed recipient. It was ruled by the court in December. So, yeah, that's another court thing then. So if Elton's refusing, and again, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know how all this works. If Jason is the deed owner and Elton owns the debt, Elton should, I think he, like, whatever, they have to hammer out some kind of agreement to pay that debt. And I'm sure Jason Hawes can pay that debt, or whatever the deal entails with that. But Elton doesn't want that because he wants the house. He doesn't want the money from the debt. So everything's been a power move for that, like a power grab. And so, like, the debt, he has a hand on the house with the debt, and he doesn't want to let go of it. That's my opinion, allegedly. So Jason is actively trying to buy the house. Elton is legit refusing to take the money to pay off the debt. So Jason has the land, Elton has the debt. Yeah. Which puts them, like, they're stuck, and the courts are going to have to handle it, you know? That's literally where they're at. If I'm honest, I mostly want Jason to win because I hate him. Let's see, we got Scarborough, who gifted 5 more memberships. Welcome everybody to the Dust Devils. The courts are just going to have to handle it. And my opinion on this so far is the court rulings, I don't think it's going to go in Elton's favor from what I'm seeing. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know nearly enough. You know, I don't know as much as everybody else, but so somebody who doesn't know about a lot of the legal stuff, I guess I would be part of the public opinion. The public opinion, I'm one of the people that thinks that Elton is not going to win because of the way he's acting and the way everything's looking like with the court stuff, in my opinion. I haven't looked into the Ms. Paranormal stuff. Dude, I'm got a lot of health problems. I'll get to it when I get to it. But so let's get into, we got a few more videos, and I do want to drop the link, but we need to get through these videos. So the next person that did a video on this would be Fleureo. And mods, if you can please put the link to Fleureo's YouTube channel in the chat. Okay. Put Fleureo's channel in the chat, or you guys can look it up, Fleureo Files. If you're not subscribed to Fleureo, go subscribe to her YouTube channel. All right. This is just a little quick 4-minute video. I'm going to go over everyone's coverage, and we're going to go through Jason Hawes' thing, and then I'm going to show some funny, stupid memes, and then I'm going to drop the link. So let's get going.
And this is all around the case and the Conjuring House case and the trial and everything, all the legal stuff. Elton's not offering her more money. Elton can only take what's owed to him because he is now the bank. Article here. Attorney argues Castee Rife conspired with the plaintiff, Jacqueline's sister, in a lawsuit over the Conjuring House. Case that includes sorted ingredients made for TV movie, from ghosts and celebrities to deadly odd behavior and intervention from distant estranged relatives. Her sister is estranged. They do not get along. Her sister and her mother, I believe she has cut them out of her life many years ago. She does not like her sister. Her sister does not take care of her. They do.
And that's a thing, family that aren't close or are estranged, money does funny things to people. I've seen it in my own family. As soon as money is involved, all of a sudden, they were so close to you.
Not get along. All right, so all this is playing out. So the suit was filed in December. And the older sister, Jacqueline, seeks to block the sale. That the case was strangely brought by Nuñez's long-lost sister, the plaintiff, while simultaneously attempting to name the clear actors behind it, Summit and Stone, merely as an interested party. Accordingly, the very parties that plaintiff has named as merely interested parties, in this case, Nuñez, Bellfire LLC, Summit Stone LLC, seemingly are true actors behind this entire dispute and are indeed true and proper parties to this action. Plaintiff's claims of mental capacity are merely an attempt to take the property out from under Hawes, and plaintiff is clearly conspiring with Summit and Stone. This is the big thing that I think is also important to look at. All right. Okay. You see the lawyer name, right? James Morietti, and that represents Summit and Stone. Okay. This is James Morietti on LinkedIn, working at Resnick and Caffrey. Jacqueline's sister's lawyer, his name is Michael Resnick. There's Michael Resnick, partner at KSPR. Paralegal at Resnick and Caffrey. So, do you guys understand? Resnick and Caffrey. So who's paying for Jacqueline's sister's lawyer? And the law says that the bank isn't supposed to get involved in the sale of this house. The bank, the lender, is not supposed to be dipping their hands in that. Otherwise, banks would be screwing over people all the time and trying to steal the properties, right? So, yeah, that's shady. And then we have Jason's live. What I want to show you guys was the lawyers. The lawyer is clearly someone who works with Elton's lawyers. It's very clear. So how is Jacqueline's sister getting more money for the house? Oh yeah, the auction where Josh has $4 million to spend on this house. And now the sister comes out of the woodwork out of nowhere. Come on. So I think if she has control over Jacqueline and then this balefire gets dissolved, it's easier for her to get control of the house kind of deal. And then as a reminder, Elton is working with Josh. In October of 2025, he announced it. The house sat vacant since then and was headed to foreclosure this fall before Summit and Stone, an LLC started by Elton Castee, purchased the underlying mortgage. He purchased the mortgage this day, October 8th or 7th or whatever, and was like, well, we were planning to do this, but I guess there's no auction now. Tee-hee. So he's lying to you right away. All right. He's a liar. Liar.
Allegedly.
there's a lot of shady stuff going on. I do recommend also that you follow Ms. Paranormal on Facebook. And just recently she posted, there is a neighbor to the property. The neighbor says that Elton is dealing from the bottom of the deck and desperate. I personally watched him illegally go on the property and put up cameras. Elton does not own this property. Elton owns the deck. It is illegal for him to go on the property and do any work on it.
This is clip from my other video on this. Everything is linked below. Okay. Now, of course, we have Jason Hawes. I'm going to say allegedly just because of my channel. I'm going to say allegedly, and everybody can make their own decision, you know, whatever. Okay, she is here on YouTube, but no videos. Okay, Ms. Paranormal. I think she's mostly on Facebook. All right. Now, Jason Hawes, of course, dropped this video. They're coming after the name. And all of, like, this video is what really fired off all the other people that did all these videos. And again, originally I was going to stay away from this because I wanted to wait and see what happens or what Elton does, or if he was going to come out with his own video. But it looks like it's just more legal stuff, you know, stuff that, you know, we really, again, I don't think we can affect, because the courts are going to do what they're going to do. But let's watch Jason's video. And I'm very sorry, Jason. You're at 1.25 speed.
So the other day I posted a video. I mean, not even a video, sorry, an image. And, oh, here, you know what? This is what it was. So the attempt to claim a trademark when you don't own the property. How an LLC filed to own a name tied to a property it doesn't own. And it's important. I mean, this is a catchy title. And there's a lot of stuff I'm going to show you, which is going to give you the ability to honestly look up and find out the LLCs, who's behind the LLCs, and see what they're actually doing. And why this is really important to us. So this isn't going to be your
So now, really quick, I want to say that maybe someone like Elton might say that this live stream is very one-sided. Well, that's because I'm not seeing a lot of stuff from his side. I'm not seeing a lot of responses. So if Elton wants to leave a comment, a professional one, or if he wants to click the link, or if anyone else wants to click the link, you know, and defend Elton, if you so choose, you may do so when I drop the link.
Typical Monday night investigation video. Sorry, but it is an investigation video because I think you all are the best investigators when it comes down to this one. And you guys get to see the stuff that we've been dealing with that we haven't talked about. While we've been fighting this whole thing, this whole court battle, trying to close on the Conjuring House, which, you know, is still being held up. There's a whole other battle that we've been having to deal with in the background that we haven't talked about. But I want to show you guys the information and let you draw your own conclusions and go from there. So, because I think it's important, because
now he's at 1.5 speed.
This can happen to anybody. This can happen to any small business. This could happen to anybody in the field. Somebody trying to claim a name and file a trademark, claiming a name when they don't own something, and then using incorrect information as if they...
All while using images and videos of a property they do not own to support their claim.
Did. So, and I'm going to show you that. So here we go. All right, so companies involved. So there's two different companies involved here. One is Haunted Homes LLC. Now that might sound familiar to you all. They're a Connecticut LLC registered in 2025. Now this company, Haunted Homes LLC, is the ones who purchased the Warrens house in Monroe, Connecticut. Also run the Annabelle doll and stuff. Okay. But so the company, Haunted Homes LLC, is the one who owns the Warrens home, the Annabelle doll. You guys can go from there. But they filed for a trademark to try to control the name. Get this, Conjuring House. this is no joke, Haunted Homes LLC has filed a USPTO trademark in hopes of controlling the name Conjuring House.
We know that.
Summit and Stone LLC, Rhode Island-based LLC. Now they're the ones who, if anybody remembers, back in October, when the Conjuring House, Arnold Estate, was supposed to go up for sale, the auction was called off, and nobody knew what happened. Everybody was asking everyone if they had something to do with it, and everybody out there denied knowing anything about who purchased the debt. And I mean, everybody out there claimed they didn't know who purchased the debt. Come to find out, it was an LLC by the name of Summit and Stone. Now, on the other side of the page, you can look up the Haunted Homes LLC, search the Connecticut Business Registry, type in that name, and go through the documents and see who owns Haunted Homes LLC or who's running Haunted Homes LLC. And below that, you can go to the Rhode Island Business Registry page, and you can look up who owns Summit and Stone LLC. Just go to that page and type in that name, and then go to the PDFs and look up who is the managing members of these LLCs. So now the thing with Haunted Homes LLC, the one who owns the Warren's house and the Annabelle doll, I want you to look this up on your own because I want you guys to see the people's names or the person's name. That way you guys can put it all together. So Haunted Homes LLC filed USPTO trademark number 99449309 for the name Conjuring House. And this was filed about a month and change after Summit and Stone, which is the other LLC, purchased the debt for the Conjuring House. Now, Haunted Homes LLC filed for Conjuring House name without owning the Rhode Island property. Now, we all know that the Conjuring House, whether we want to call it that or not, the Arnold Estate / the Conjuring House, is the old farmhouse in Burrville, Rhode Island, which has that name since the movie came out in 2013. Again, you can pause this video, you can look up the Connecticut Business Registry, who runs Haunted Homes LLC, and then you can also check out Rhode Island Business Registry and who owns Summit and Stone LLC.
Guys, think about this. All of this started because of a damn movie.
Right there, the links are there. Again, Haunted Homes filed for the trademark Conjuring House without owning the property. Summit and Stone is the company that bought the mortgage, that bought the debt for the Conjuring House. So 2 different LLCs working in conjunction. All right. So why this means a lot, because first off, let me just explain before we go to the next slide. If they're able to trademark the name Conjuring House, the problems are that first off, it shuts down the GoFundMe. You can't have Save the Conjuring House if they own the name Conjuring House.
Yeah.
You can't sell t-shirts that say Conjuring House if they own the name Conjuring House. You can't have a website Conjuring House if they own the name Conjuring House.
So basically, trademarking the name means you own that money. Like, that's where the money is. The money is in the property and the name. Now, you can make some money off of the property if you don't have the name, but you're not going to make as much money if you don't have the name. Okay? Like, if he can't call it the Conjuring House, he could call it the Sheba House, from the witch or something, or maybe something else. He can still market it in another way, but he's going to make, whoever owns that house, they're going to get the most money marketing wise if they have the trademark Conjuring House. And if you own the trademark but you don't own the house, sure, I think you can still make some money off that trademark, but I don't think you're going to make what you would have if you don't have that property.
But they don't own the property. So in this next slide, let's talk about the trademark real quick before we get into some really interesting stuff. So the trademark, again, right above my head, you can go to tsdr.uspto.gov. Feel free to pause the video and just type in the serial number 99449309. It'll bring up all the documents filed by Haunted Homes LLC in hopes of acquiring the name Conjuring House. And it's under the international class of 041 Entertainment Services, conducting guided tours of haunted houses, of a haunted house, museum of the occult, museum services.
I understand that. That is a messed up story. I'm just using that as an example. Like, he could call it something else, but it's not going to make as much, because people know it as the Conjuring House. That was really my point.
Exhibiting to the public a historic site. Claimed first use. This is where it gets interesting. So Haunted Homes LLC is claiming first use of Conjuring House in October of 2013. So 13 years ago. Problem is, the motion picture, The Conjuring, was released in September of 2013. and is widely credited for bringing public attention to the property in Burrillville that most people call the Conjuring House now. So they're claiming that they've used this name since 2013, literally right after the movie came out. Okay? And that raises serious questions about the filing, because the name Conjuring House has been used publicly since 2013 and commercially by multiple parties over the years. The trademark application was filed by an LLC that does not hold the title to the property or have any association with the name. The applications become the subject of a formal trademark opposition where these and other issues are being contested. So now we've had to turn in an opposition to their claim and an evidence packet. Now, this is the federal government. The trademark authority is the federal government. So you want to make sure you have all your information correct when you're dealing with the federal government. So we've had to turn in an opposition and evidence packet to show that they don't own the house. Even though, and we're going to get into this, even though they're using a website that was created after finding out that I had a signed deed that we were waiting to close as evidence that they should have some sort of justification to own the name. And the website they're using is videos and images of the actual Arnold Estate Conjuring House, which again, they don't own. So this is 100%, if you can't get the property, take the name. And that creates a serious problem because again, if you take the name, you take away the ability that this property has to survive, to provide for itself. You take away the GoFundMe that thousands of people have come together to make happen.
I think it does screw the GoFundMe. I think you can own the house without the name and still make something, but I don't think you would make what you would if you didn't have that trademark.
You take away the ability to sell T-shirts, to have a website, to have all these things that tie that name to that property. And this is something that can happen to anybody. And it's one of those things where control the property, control the name. If you can't control the property, but you can control the name, then you can sink the property. And it's horrible to think, but if they can control the name, they can shut down everything else. Everything that we've tried to do as a community, they can shut down. Think of that. Let that sink in on the extent that people are willing to go to get their way. I mean, that is amazing. And that's why you really need to look back at the LLCs and who runs them. And then go from there on your own opinions or your thoughts. And yeah. So again, the name Conjuring House has been publicly used since 2013 and commercially by multiple parties over the years. The trademark application was filed by an LLC that does not hold title to the property or association with the name.
You know, something that just crossed my mind is if Jason gets the house and let's say Elton gets the trademark name, then maybe Elton, a way for him to make money would be like, okay, I own the trademark, I'll license it to you. And so then Jason would have to pay to use that name, which I don't think Jason Hawes would do.
The application has become the subject of a formal trademark opposition where these and other issues are being contested. And that's with the federal government. So make sure when you're looking up this, when you go into this webpage right here and you look up that serial number, look at all the documents that have been filed. Look at all the claims. Initially, they were trying to file the name, The Conjuring House, but you can't trademark the. And then it was shot down because the specimen they were using was an image of the Arnold Estate, The Conjuring House. And it was an AI image. And they had actually used it. It was from a website, some Boston ghost horror website. And that got shut down. Mm-hmm. So then after that, knowing that I was waiting to close, this website popped up.
Okay.
So domain comparison, the original website for the house was theconjuringhouse.com. That was the original website. It, of course, covered the house in Burrillville, Rhode Island, the actual property, original domain used by the property owners, an established brand name in continuous use since 2013. But strangely, a website popped up and it was Conjuring Houses. Just add an S on the end, .com. Separate domain, no association. And that's the site that Haunted Homes LLC used for their trademark application. It's not owned or authorized by the property owner. It's using photographs of the Conjuring House property. All images are from the original Conjuring House page. So everything that was on that original page has been put on that page now. And the domain was registered after I had a deed and after we were supposed to close. And I'll show you those timelines in just a second. But again, what the lookalike site contains: photographs of the actual Burrillville farmhouse without any ownership. The Conjuring House branding throughout the whole thing. The name, logo, the identity, and even a copyright notice at the bottom of it, claiming 2026. So, and it's not the official site, but it's a site that was created and used in hopes of trademarking the name Conjuring House. So here's the timeline of it all. So the Conjuring House trademark and property timeline. August in 2025, the Warrens house was acquired. Haunted Homes LLC buys the Warrens home in Monroe, Connecticut. September 12th, 2025, Summit and Stone LLC was formed. So it was formed shortly before acquiring the mortgage on the Conjuring House, the Arnold estate. Public records indicate the company that had recently been established at the time of the purchase. October of 2025, mortgage purchased. Summit and Stone LLC acquires the mortgage from Needham Bank. Halloween auctions canceled. All competing buyers were blocked, including myself. Now, and again, that takes us back to everybody was saying, I don't know what happened. News had contacted me, it contacted certain other individuals. We were all like, no, it wasn't us. And come to find out, that wasn't accurate. So again, it was October of 2025.
So that was, I believe, don't quote me, because I could be wrong, but didn't Elton post something saying, no, it wasn't me, I didn't buy the debt or whatever? I'm not sure what he said, but it was something along those lines, I thought. Allegedly, I can't remember. Maybe you guys can refresh my memory. It's been a while. And then it turned out, yeah, he did buy the debt. So, you know, when you're a paranormal investigator and you're caught in a lie, does that hurt your credibility as a paranormal investigator? That's another issue I have. It's like, dude, all of you people, I'm not even gonna be an asshole to you guys. All you people, tell the damn truth. You have nothing to hide, and then shit isn't gonna rain down on you. That's my opinion.
November of 2025, trademark application is filed. And that was right about the same time that they saw, well, that it was certain individuals or LLCs were notified that we had a deed and a purchase and sales agreement. That would have been to Summit and Stone. But then Haunted Homes LLC files for the trademark Conjuring House. Again, right after.
So if he said no one knew, I mean, whatever. It's still like he knew. No one knew but him then, if that's what he meant. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't have the video, so I can't be exact about it. But I thought it was something along those lines.
They had realized that I had a signed deed and a purchase and sales agreement. So December 5th, that was the day we were supposed to close on the Conjuring House. Instead of closing on the house and getting the payoff that we requested, the payoff never showed. What did show was a lawsuit from an estranged sister who lives on the other side of the country, who randomly, magically found out that we had a purchase and sales agreement. But we won't get into how she found that out. That's actually for another case that we have coming up in August. And that case will be very enlightening for many people because, and there's a lot of people who haven't been named yet, who will be named soon. And I mean, because there were a lot of people who had their hands in the pot on that one, whether it be people trying to show up and get somebody to change their story. That list goes on and on. So again, we were supposed to close December 5th and we couldn't because we didn't get the payoff that legally should have been given to us. No, instead we got a lawsuit, which took the next 5-6 months for us to beat. So that brings us to December 9th of 2025, 4 days after we were supposed to close. So 4 days after we were supposed to close, ConjuringHouses.com becomes registered. Who is records confirm ConjuringHouses.com, domain registered December 9th, 2025. Again, 4 days after we were supposed to close. An LLC registered, a new web domain. January 18th, 2026, a month and a half after we were supposed to close, and we were tied up in court. ConjuringHouses.com goes live using images and videos from the original site, The Conjuring House. So again, January 18th of 2026, a month and a half after we were supposed to close on this property and we were battling it out in court, ConjuringHouses.com goes live using all the images and videos that were on the original site. So, and just to make everybody aware, we did initially reach out to the person who hosted the original site. So we haven't spoken to her recently, but at that time, it was not authorized. There was no reason that site should have all those images and all that video and all that stuff. So again, a month and a half after we were supposed to close, that site went live. April 29th, 2026, we beat all the cases. We win in court. So all the lawsuits shut down. That clears the way for us to be able to close on the property. So, and that was 6 months of hell, going back and forth and being in court all the time. And, you know, it happens, but we won. We want it all. But here we are in June 2026. In June 2026, 8 months later, from when we were supposed to close, we still have not received the payoff amount. We have not been told who to pay. And we've requested the payoff amount every week. Which, think of that. If you owned a home, you bought a home from a bank, and you were paying the bank, and you decided, I'm going to pay off the house. And you sent a message to the bank. By law, there's only so many days before you're supposed to have that payoff. We've been waiting since December 5th. Actually, prior to that, because we started requesting it in November. So December 5th. So we've gone 8 months, and we still haven't been able to get this payoff or who to pay. And to top it all off, we won't even get into the details on it, but there's a whole back and forth thing that, we don't know if we own it. We don't know if we own it. So, and that's the stuff we're dealing with now. We'll let a court handle that. But now, June of 2026, again, 8 months since we were supposed to close, trademark attempt continues. The application remains pending. So Haunted Homes LLC is still, and I said still, attempting to trademark the Conjuring House name despite not owning the property, despite using images of the property that it does not own. So using the image of that property and trying to claim the name as if they own the property, which they don't. So think of that. Now, all that it's derived, it's all publicly available corporate filings. You can see it all. This is not hearsay. This is nothing. Everything I'm putting here, you guys can look up online and draw your own conclusions. You can look up who's behind the LLCs. You can look up the trademark application, everything they've put in on that application, and go from there. All right, so let's look at this. Now,
of course, I will say that when Jason Hawes came out with this, people, like he said, people can go and look up and see who's behind stuff. And, Elton Castee's name just keeps popping up. I think that if I'm Elton Castee, I would have, from the get-go, it would have been like, yeah, I know Jason Hawes wants the house. I know the GoFundMe. I don't care. I'm going to fight and try to get it because I want it. You might as well. You would have got way less backlash. The public opinion may not have been as bad as maybe it might be now, which I don't know what the public opinion is, but I would guess that it's not too good right now. Like how people are looking at all of this and looking at people, like people's eyes are being opened in the paranormal community. And thank you. I am going to take my meds. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to let this play for a minute. Thank you.
So the two LLCs map. So two companies appearing in the same timeline of events. Again, company one, trademark applicants, Haunted Homes LLC. They own the Warren's house. They own the Annabelle doll. They have no property in Rhode Island, according to the LLC. Does not own the Burrillville house. But they filed for the trademark Conjuring House, using images of the Conjuring House. Company two, the mortgage holder, Summit and Stone, purchased the debt from Needham Bank, canceled the Halloween auction, blocked all competing buyers, don't own the property, only hold the debt, no title to the property, nothing. So one LLC acquires the mortgage, another LLC files the trademark application. So in other words, you've got two fronts you're fighting. You're fighting for the house and you're fighting for the name. But you're not fighting the same company, so that way you can go to court twice as much. So there you go. So one LLC acquires the mortgage, the other LLC files a trademark. They hope to bleed you dry. Not going to happen, but that's the intentions there on that. So using a lookalike domain, conjuringhouses.com, operating with images of what is known to be the Conjuring House. Now, we've already filled out our opposition packet, our evidence packet. That's all with the federal government. We have attorneys also on standby waiting. But these are the things that it's not like we've put out there publicly. We've been trying to handle a lot of this stuff quietly in the background because, we don't want people to think, oh, it's getting to them. It's getting to them. No, it's not. Of course it's annoying and you wonder, is it ever going to stop? And I'm not sure it will, but that's what August is for, because then in August, hopefully we'll be closing on this property soon, but in August, we start holding these LLCs and the individuals behind these LLCs accountable for their actions. But again, you can check out both these LLCs and who runs them. Haunted Homes LLC is out of Connecticut, Summit and Stone LLC out of Rhode Island. Look at who the managing member is or members, and you can draw your conclusion on that one. Review the records. Like I said, here's the Connecticut Business Registry, the Rhode Island Business Registry, and the USPTO trademark. And now you can pause this page, screenshot it, do whatever you want to do so you can go and research this stuff yourself. because it comes down to people, LLCs, I'm going to call them LLCs, need to be held accountable for their actions. And the people behind those LLCs, the managing members behind them, I want people to see the true colors of what's going on. This isn't misinformation or made up stories like certain individuals want to claim. These documents were filed by those individuals, and it's their names, it's their documents. So, there's no false information here. Bottom line is the proof is in what was turned in. The proof is in what you wrote, what you stated, what you claimed. That's the proof. So if people want to claim that, oh, this isn't real, this is a facade, this is fake. No, people can say that because they're online and they want people to believe them. But when you see the actual documents and the information that they put out there and what they're doing, there's nothing fake or there's no misinformation about it. These were choices that those people made, that those LLCs, those people behind the LLCs made. These are their own words, their own writings. So when it comes down to it, whether it's the federal government or whether it's the courts, they need to be held accountable to the things that they've said, they've done, they've written. And we plan to do that. This didn't need to go this route. I did not plan on The Conjuring House being part of my 2025 and 2026 bucket list. This was something that was requested by a friend, somebody I hold dearly, and requested by numerous people in the community. And the community stepped forward. I stepped forward. The community stepped forward. Thousands, and I mean thousands of us stepped forward to make this happen. And every step of the way, somebody has thrown a kink in that chain. Some LLC has thrown a kink in that chain to try to stop it, to try to hold it up, and to try to take a name in hopes of what? Shutting down the GoFundMe, shutting down the ability to sell T-shirts, to stop the ability of us having a website, to redirecting traffic from what would have been our website to somebody else's website. If that's what this is all about, the money, then that's just sad. That's a sad place to be. I understand everybody needs to make a living, but you don't need to screw everybody else in order to do it. People are trying to save something. People are on a mission to save a property that's sat for 2 years, through winters, through summers that we've been taking care of for 8+ months. And all we want to do is fix the property up, get it open, let people go there. This shouldn't be this big of an issue. It never should have been this big of an issue. This field does not need this drama, this headache, all these issues that are thrown in that certain individuals seem to bring with them. If that's all this is about to you, then just walk the hell away, because we don't want you here. We don't want you to be a part of the community. If you really have that much respect, as you say, or belief or care for this field and all the people involved in this field, then what the hell are you doing all this shit for? Because it contradicts everything that some of these people claim. So is it about helping people, which is the reason I got in this field? Or is it about lining your pockets? Is it about killing every other business you can, or just not being able to let something go? I don't know. You tell me. I've been open. I've been 100% transparent. I love this field. I've been involved in this field for over 30 years of my life. I've dedicated so much of my life to it. I didn't jump in this field to make a buck. I didn't jump in this. I did this field 15 years prior to ever being on television. So if this is just a cash cow or a money grab, well, then find a different field, because that's not what this is about to the majority of us. I understand everybody needs to make a living, but you don't need to screw everybody else in the process. Please check the stuff out yourself. See who's behind this stuff. Be public about it. Because people need to be held accountable for their actions. And if people are going to be this kind of people, do we really want them to represent us? Bottom line, we just want to close in this house.
So sorry I was muted. Speaking of Nesper, Elton has a 5-year lease on the Warren's objects, but Elton has trademarked Warren Occult Museum. Well, because he owns the house, but that is another thing. I think that Tony Spera doesn't know it, but when that lease is up, like I think there might be some legal stuff there. Maybe, possibly. I hope not. I'm not trying to insinuate anything. It's just with all this going on, it's like, man, you got to question everything now. Like, now I do have a few other things that I want to show. So give me a second. Is that the right timestamp? 6:57. All right. This is from, hold on, because my chat's going to be froze for a minute. All right. This is from Jason Hawes' live stream.
Because I had sent her a text about trying to access a certain area. Anyway.
We're going to slow this down.
Is that we couldn't. So, I mean, so she came by. She was there only what, 15, 20 minutes, but still. It's helpful because, you know, her abilities came in very helpful to get in tight little areas.
Yes, the basement there was like 4.5 feet tall, and neither Jason nor I could really go down there comfortably.
Oh, I got my timestamps wrong. Hang on. Yeah, this is the one.
Here's a good one. Hang on, I gotta answer this question. Boom. Jason, why are you asking for a GoFundMe handouts to buy the Conjuring House when you're a millionaire? You made a fortune off of Ghost Hunters and Taps merchandise, appearances, and books, and everything else. You went through a midlife crisis and started dyeing your hair black. Dude, check it out. It's not black, it's gray. You know, let's see. You lost some weight and you started getting spray on tans. I have no spray on tans.
He has never done it. Never
that. Hang on a second.
Oh my God.
Spray on tans. All right, let's see. Started buying homes and buying fancy jet boats. I don't own a jet boat, but thank you. Instead of asking for donations, how about selling a couple boats? Yeah, okay. Everything you own and everything that is in your bank account all came from your fan base. You got rich off of people watching your show when the majority of people really were not fans of you because your smart mouth, cocky attitude. Seem to be huge fans, man. We're the top watched paranormal show in history. People were fans of the cast. The cast has changed every week. Let's see. You ran so many people off. You own daughters and.
First of all, Jason Hawes, if you're watching, props to you for reading a goddamn novel on your live stream. I would have took one look at this and been like, I ain't reading all that shit. Because it's obviously someone that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. You know?
Calling them investigators. All right. So,
oh my God.
This idiot smaller. Hang on. Yeah, and that's what. Yeah. So people came and went. People left the show, whether it contract issues that they had with production, had nothing to do with me. Why did I create a GoFundMe? Let's start off with that first question. Could I afford the house on my own? 100%. 100%. There's no question about it. But it was a house that I hadn't had on my bucket list to buy.
You didn't want it. You didn't want it.
There was a plea that was made, and I put something out there for the community, and the community came together. So, Joey, why does it piss you off so bad that people came to help? You know, people came to help. Why does that piss you off so bad that you have to be here insulting, you know, my dyed beard? No, if you look, it's gray, man. Or talking about jet boats. I don't own a jet boat.
You don't? Jason, I was going to ask you if I could have your jet boat.
I own a pontoon boat and a jet ski. You know, if you put them together, you could have a jet boat, but I don't own a jet boat. You know, the funny thing is, you're probably some of the same people who sat there and based my ability to purchase this house off of what you could find online about my net worth. And drew that conclusion, and they didn't think that the fight was going to go this long. But the fight can go as long as they want it to. That's the thing, because there's an ending in sight, and I see where it's going. And there's all the evidence out there to prove it. So, Joey, before you come in here insulting and just being a dick, like you are, at least get your facts straight, man.
Yep.
You know, don't just take what somebody's telling you online and assume it's real, all because you're a fan. You know, come on, smarten up, man. Jesus.
The other thing
my cocky attitude, I'm not cocky. I'm just straightforward. If that's too much for you, then you got to grow thicker skin, pal.
And the other thing that's important to point out is that everybody who contributed did so willingly with the ability to get a refund if they did change their mind down the road.
I mean, I was on the phone with GoFundMe today. It's like, whatever.
No one was forced to help in this effort, and people were eager to do it and anxious to do it. In fact, we're asking to do it. Joey, I don't know what your opinion is. I'm a little unsure about how you feel about it, Joey, but my recommendation to you is not to contribute.
All right. See, I'll show whatever comments you want. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Jason JB, have you ever seen solid evidence of poltergeist activity? Why so rare? Well,
now there was another one. The timestamps are wrong. Okay, yeah, this is what it is here.
Of the original site, and using images of, how can they do that? Well, there was a site that popped up after their initial thing was declined, and the site is a carbon copy of the original site, and using images of the Conjuring House and images of the employees of the Conjuring House, the property of the Conjuring House, the house itself, and trying to trademark the name. So how can they do that? Well, that's what the Trademark Authority will be finding out. So, but our opposition has been accepted. It's moving forward. And the nice thing is that they have like 60 days that they're ordered to respond. And then we move to the next. And it's nice because they did that under a total different LLC, which opened, well, we won't get into what doors that just opened, but let's just say it opened up doors. So it's like, yeah.
I said this in the last time we did a live, and I've said it to you basically every day since. At what point do they just say, should they just say, okay, cut our losses, let's move on. We look like idiots. We're spending money that we probably don't have or shouldn't be spending. We're not going to win. At what point do they just walk away and at least try to have some, if there's any, dignity remaining? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. It's on them, though. It's like they can end it anytime they want. But, there's things that need to be answered for. So bottom line.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat there. Cherry, has there ever been an investigation that's left you emotional or emotionally drained?
So we do have that, and then hang on, there's something else. I'm gonna bring something else up. I'm gonna open something else up here. Let me find it. I just thought maybe we'd like to hear John Zappis talk a little bit. I wonder.
And when you combined everything together, plus a lot of friends and, mutual acquaintances from my aunt and uncle throughout the years, Stevie, I get whammied like you can't believe from people. I mean, it was like, it hit like a ton of bricks when, they put the house up for sale. I mean, again, the house, they had to do something with the house.
Now he's talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren's house, not the actual Conjuring house, but
I understand that. It was falling in disrepair and everything, and it needed a lot of work. That I understand. I think, in all honesty, in the best way I can look at anything, it ripped something out of me seeing strangers touching their stuff. I'm sorry. It's the only way I can put it to you. And being a direct, honest person with looking at that and watching them go through the things and touching things. And, I knew how Lorraine was. Nobody's going to blow any smoke up my butt. When it comes to her, she did not like people touching her things. She would ask me to do certain things, go pull certain pictures and do this.
Now, if John Zappis is saying this, what would Lorraine say about everything that's happening with the haunted museum items right now? What would Lorraine say about what's happening with her house right now? What would she say about the Conjuring house and that whole dispute? I wonder what she would have to say about that too. All we can do is speculate, but John Zappis, I think he might have a clue.
And did you touch this? Did you touch that? Did this get moved? And she would get nervous over it because she would have everything certain ways. So when somebody takes that step back and says that, she'd be very comfortable with anybody, I don't care who it was, going through her things or touching her things, bullshit. Because again, that's just the type of individual she was. That was Lorraine. It's one I always knew. And understood it. So it was difficult. Now, on the flip end of
What the hell
things
happened?
and touching things. And, I knew how Lorraine was. Nobody's going to blow any smoke up my butt. When it comes to her, she did not like people touching her things. She would ask me to do certain things, go pull certain pictures. And
why did it start that over?
because my office is out in the barn, and I go back in and my wife has to listen to me bitch about it. So I watch as much as I can where I don't, try to let it get too much to me. I mean, again, I totally understand. I watch a lot of the things you've done. Man, you do your research.
Thank you.
And Stevie, when something's wrong, I've watched you correct it, and I appreciate that. And that's an important element for anybody that is going to go back in and, go over factual things. When you got the receipts and you're backing it like you are, and somebody's still going forward with not the truth, I do the same thing. I sit here and go, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's right there in black and white. It's already been proven out, and you're still, perpetuating that story of not the way it went. And
so I'm just mostly playing this because whether a story is true or not, and this is why maybe some people don't like Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast, who might disprove haunted stories and claims on certain haunted items, is if you can prove that a story isn't real, then how much money can you make on that story?
Again, I hear you. I give you kudos. You do your work. You backed it up with a lot of things.
Thank you.
So,
honor. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a hard thing, and I think one of the most difficult things with the process of it. And again, I'm looking at it from the outside in. The little reflection room should have been dedicated to Ed and Lorraine.
Yep.
And again, I feel bad that Dan Rivera died. I mean, Dan Rivera tried several times to talk to me. I'm a stubborn old goat, and I just didn't want. There was no reason for it. None. To do that. My aunt and uncle are gone.
I'm looking for something else that he says. So
Ed and Lorraine are gone. And, so anyways, but again, when I saw that and everything and how upset thousands and thousands of people got over the St. Michael prayer, again, it was a very hard thing to grasp and try to rationalize and take a look at. Again, they're trying to do something on a positive level. I get that. It wasn't like they were doing a demonic room and,
So right here, John Zapp is saying, well, Elton and them, they're trying to do something positive, and like with the Dan Rivera thing and whatever, and how they're fixing up, Ed and Lorraine Warren's house. What's the positive aspect out of the Conjuring House war that's happening? Like, with all these lawsuits, like, I'm really interested to hear what Elton has to say and why he's doing this.
Putting up an altar for Satan with Dan in it. They were doing something on a positive. So again, I'm trying to reflect upon that on the same avenue of it. I looked at it and went, well, gee, why did you dedicate that to Ed and Lorraine? It's their house. So, and there's been plenty of other researchers that came and went. So Dan Rivera only came on board in 2012. And again, it's, the way I'm looking at it. Like I said, for me, a lot of times that's why I try not to say too much, because it goes more on a personal level.
Yeah,
I miss him with all my heart. You know that. I mean, I was with him the day he went down. So I've struggled with that all these years and watching a lot of those different things. But again, Stevie, if it didn't go the way it went, I would have never did the TV show. I would have never had all the books out. I would have never done what I've done if he was still around, because it would have still been like the little kid just following his uncle around, because he was the GOAT. He was the big boy.
No, I understand. Yeah. And I wouldn't have a show if it weren't for them. So
yeah, that's true.
Someone is blowing up a shit ton of fireworks behind me.
So I have another question that kind of tags along with the first one. How do you feel about them bringing Ryan Buell into the situation?
Okay, I'm not very confused by the situation that was presented with it. I think what bothered me more than anything was watching him go through their things. I'm sorry. If it was my mother or father or something, and I seen somebody else going through it.
As much as I would love to, let's see, we're at 1538. There was something at 21.
He would start going back over things and talk about the things, and he'll go, yeah, watch out for this, watch out for that, and, be careful with this, be careful with that, and it was just him and I. What was he gaining by just doing that with me? You follow what I'm saying? There was nothing gained, because the both of us would go back and forth at each other. And a lot of times I go, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit, going back and forth with the bantering and stuff and everything. So, no, he never took any of this stuff out on the road. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place.
No,
but.
You're good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. This other timestamp is screwed up. Yeah, I know. I saw the pictures. Really cool pictures. I don't know what town that is, though. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to show a little bit of Mr. John Zaffis, and talking about like the intentions at the time. If you remember that Elton, like this is all positive stuff, and everything was done. Like it's just everything that's happening now. Everything Elton's saying is not painting himself in. It's not painting him in a good light. He's not painting himself in a good light. That's what I was trying to do, but because of just everything with me and this live stream getting delayed, those timestamps got messed up. All right. Listen, we're going to show some memes. I'm going to play a song and I'm going to drop the link. All right. Let me get some of these memes. Going to show some memes, play a song, and then drop the link. So this is for Dusty Court. Dusty Court, VC Police Department sleepover disturbance. Zombie is the snack thief. I fell asleep first. Normally I don't. Normally Rudy falls asleep. Rudy blames everyone. Loud breather. Fleureo talked too much. That doesn't even really look like Fleureo. Yes, I took my meds. Stayed awake for no reason, which is Brent. That kind of looks like Brent. The next one is all of us. Literally, if you're in my Discord, you'll see us in voice chat, and sometimes some of us are actually asleep and some of us are talking. Did you take this photo? You're in a photo. You're in a few of these, I think. So here's all of us. And this is NRVC. And of course we have in this one, sometimes we're in VC till really early in the morning. And we have people like Ladies Fright coming in telling us to go to sleep. So you see Joan, there she is. Go to sleep, and we're all in VC. And then here's us playing some games. There's Brent. We're all asleep and Brent's on the phone. I wonder what he's watching. What's this? And here's Fleureo and Joan. What are you two trying to get me to do? Probably, I would say truth or dare, if you really want my opinion. I thought I had some other stuff. Oh yeah. So we have this video. It would help if it's not muted. So we get to hear what Brent says.
Henry Resilient is live.
Oh yeah, while we're all sleeping in voice chat, Brent Fam is watching Henry Resilient, whoever that is. And then we have this.
Are we recording? Yeah, just for the group chat.
Literally, that's all us in the VC. That's all I really have as far as memes. I don't have a whole lot. I did have some other ones. Let me see if I have a few others. Oh, we do have, obviously you guys have seen these. I'll just show these. Fleureo. She still likes them Australian sausages. Of course, you all saw Beardo last time.
I miss you, Koo.
I made that like days ago. There's some other stuff. Andrew Stonerock. That, like, some of these are old and I made. There's Fleureo and Co. We shared a sleeping bag again. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got. All right, so I'm gonna play a song and then people can come up. Let me close out this stuff. Yes, save. Let me go full screen. So if you want to give your opinions on anything, you can click my link and come up and give your opinion on whatever I talked about tonight. Maybe you want to congratulate me for finally being monetized. Also, hang on. God dang it. So if you want to purchase any of the merch, go to dustparanormal.com. This is the link to, if you want to come up, I'm going to replace the pinned link. So now if you want to come up, you will click that link. I'm going to play us a song. If no one comes up, I guess it's the end of the stream. Come up, give your opinions. If you feel that you have to defend yourself, come up and defend yourself. If you want to come up and tell me how much of a piece of shit I am, oh, please click my link and tell me to my face. If you don't like me, please. You know, I've had a really shit fucking few days. Go ahead. I would love to hear someone, and I did see, hold on, I'm taking my gloves off. Oh. Scarborough dropped 5 more memberships. Thank you very much, everyone. Welcome. All the new Dust Devils. All right. So you may click my link at any time. I'm about to play a song. Come up, give me your thoughts. Be brave. Be brave. Be brave. After this song plays, if no one comes up, I'll give it a few minutes.
Yeah. You know what the song. You watch every stream, every post. dust devils roll in and expose how you feel. Spying on that Discord, watching every move. Trying to keep up, but you got something to prove. New merch drops and everybody knows. You talk that hate online, but you're buying those clothes. You know what the smoke. When dust covers you. You know what the smoke. When dust exposes you. You know what the smoke. From the dust devil's crew. Shout out dust, Paranormal too. Wish your streams hit hard like dust goes live. Wish your Discord move with that dusty chord vibe. Wish your merch sold out. Wish your trolls hit too. But that dust devils keep doing what they do. The chat gets loud, the movement grows. Everybody watching and everybody knows. One thing's certain, wherever dust goes. You know what the smoke.
Hit the link and come up.
You know what the smoke. When dust exposes. Hit that link, motherfucker. You know what the smoke. From the dust devil's crew. You know what the smoke. Shout out dust, Paranormal too. The dust devil's taking over coast to coast. You keep talking loud, but you don't want the smoke. One last warning before you go. You don't want the smoke. You don't want the smoke.
Someone wants the smoke. Someone clicked my link. I wonder who it is. I haven't seen yet. More than one person can click the link at a time. Everyone else still has an opportunity to click my link and come up. Everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean everyone is welcome. God damn, it sounds like a nuclear bomb went off outside with these fireworks. Anyone, and I mean anyone, whether I like you or not, whether the people in the chat like you or not, you may click my link. Give me just a few minutes here. I really need to, I should have done this when the song was playing. All right, we do have someone. Give me a second. I do see you. No one else is brave enough to click my link for some reason. People be scared. And the hate watchers be scared too. Make that one make sense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to Isabel Designs. How you doing tonight?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? That's not good.
What just happened?
Breaker one, breaker one. Can you hear me? You're going to have to mess with your settings. Type in the chat.
I'm so sorry. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You got to mess with your settings in StreamYard. I'll give you a couple minutes.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I mean, it's on the delay, but I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. How you doing tonight? Hello? I don't think you can hear me. I think you can hear the live stream. I think you need to...
I'm good. I got my studio set up again in my garage, so I wanted to give it a shot.
So yeah, I think you're hearing the live stream and not the StreamYard. So I think the settings you need to go into the settings of StreamYard. I'm going to drop you down, see if you can work it out, and I'll bring you back up. All right. All right. We do have someone else. I'm just going to call you by your first name because I'm probably going to butcher your last name because I'm horrible at names. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, welcome Nicole.
Hi.
How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Why can you not hear me? Hold on. Hold on, give me a second. Test, test, test. Test. Yeah, it's working. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Wow, it was exciting on my end.
Ooh.
All right, listen, Isabel, stay back there. Stay back there. Okay. All right, very sorry about that. How you doing?
No worries, it happens.
How you doing tonight?
Yes, how are you? Sorry about my summer attire.
Summer attire? I think you look nice.
Thanks.
I don't
I
know.
just gotta pop on and say hi.
I don't know if you have your live stream. If you have the live stream going, try to turn the live stream down because I'm hearing myself in the background.
Oh, I thought I turned that tab off. Did that work?
Yeah, I think so. No, I can still hear myself. All right. Well, anyways, so how are you doing tonight?
I'm hanging in there. How about you? Despite the heat.
Just trying to feel a little better after the kidney stone debacle. But what do you think of the stream tonight? What are your thoughts?
Definitely paranormal going on. It's a mess with our audio and stuff. But it could be, other things too. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of Elton, whatever his name is. I never was, actually. To be honest.
I mean, I didn't really know who he was until
I didn't either.
Until he bought Lorraine Warren's house. So
Hi, everybody.
right. Well, let's see. What's that you have in the background? I see some dolls and I see an alien back there. What do you got back there?
That's my dream team. Yeah, the alien by Haunted Doll Emily. I had her for almost 20 years now. And she's from the UK. And she's more like my protector doll, if anything.
Okay.
She's positive. Not like Annabelle, but I ran into some of those.
Well, hopefully it's not like Annabelle. Otherwise, you'd have to tie it up.
Right?
Or something.
Right? And I have the angel, and I have Yoda. Of course, I have Yoda. I was in Florida. Yeah, in Disney World, Florida. So I had to get Yoda.
That's cool. That's cool.
I like Star Wars, so too, besides Paranormal.
Let me see.
Yeah, I've been following you for a while, so I thought I wanted to say hi.
Well, I appreciate, not a lot of people like to click my link. A lot of people are nervous, and I can understand.
It happens. I broadcast myself, so I'm totally used to it. I'm already out there with my books, so as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's one thing. It's like live streams just hit different, and some people, like, I have friends that are like, I will never come on your live stream because they don't want to do
looking that way
live.
for. Here we go. I keep forgetting I have my main camera is this way, and my monitor is that way.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't mean to annoy you guys. I'm used to listening that way.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be something wrong with my StreamYard. I don't know why.
Yeah, I hardly don't use StreamYard anymore. It's kind of expensive, to be honest. So I like to use Zoom. And
Well,
Zoom isn't too bad.
I use OBS to stream, but when I drop the link, I use StreamYard.
I tried OBS and I could not understand it.
Yeah.
Everything else, but I just couldn't understand that software for some reason.
I'm teaching other YouTubers how to program their OBS right now. People that are in my
Nice.
Discord.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add before I bring someone else up?
Yeah, like I was commenting below, I'm also medium. I feel that Lorraine would be totally not liking, let's say not liking what's been going on, and she has appeared to me in my dreams recently, so, and I feel she's not happy.
I would assume she's not.
That's all I
happy.
can say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't be either, you know.
Yeah.
I wish they could have sold it to someone who's actually in the paranormal and not someone from the outside of it. You know, it would have been better if someone actually knew what was going on, what they were getting into.
I think John Zappa should have got Lorraine Warren's house, but that's just me. I don't even think
I would have voted.
I don't know if he would have wanted it or not, but that would have been my vote. So
I would if I could afford it, but unfortunately, yeah. Hopefully it gets better.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming up. You are welcome to click my link anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Can I mention my podcast before I go?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Thank you. It's Paranormal Whispers Podcast.
Okay. All right, cool. Definitely check it out. And you said that's on YouTube?
Yes, YouTube, Spotify, we're everywhere.
Okay. All right, thank you. You have a great night, okay?
Thank you, you too.
All right, let's see. Isabel Designs, can you hear me now?
I can.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It was a me problem. It wasn't a you problem. Very sorry about that.
It's all good. Dude, at least we figured it out. I mean, troubleshooting, you isolate the problem, and then you solve the problem. You solve the problem.
Yep. The life of a live streamer.
I mean, I don't know. The whole Elton thing, my 2 cents is pretty simple. He's already shown that he's a bad actor, right? That he's manipulative, not deceitful. He's willing to attack people who are just reporting the information. He's showing some pretty poor frontal lobe activity, meaning that he has low empathy, which I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but that's indicative of somebody who might have a antisocial personality issue, and they tend to just go until someone stops them, because his lawyers might be telling him, don't do all of this stuff because it's not helping you. He's still going to do it because that's just the way he's built. And they could also just want to make some money off of a client that's just going to give them tons of work.
Yeah. I think it's all nuts. And I think that Elton, he needs to be, I think he really needs to step back and needs to be media trained. And I saw that, what was it? It was Elton's wife was leaving comments on, who was it, Jay Cart's video?
Oh God, his wife.
And I understand that she wants to defend her husband, whatever, but it doesn't paint a good light, because to me, I look at that, and to me, they're crashing out in comment sections. If you're going to address it publicly in a video or a live stream, and make it professional instead of leaving comments like that,
Well, it's sketchy. It's like when my Aunt Sean wants to say something insulting to me, but she sends me a text message instead of commenting. They know they shouldn't be doing it, right? So they don't want to do it too public, but they still want people to see what they're saying. There's got to be a little bit of their brain that says, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but they're going to do it anyway.
I mean, let's see, was someone saying, Isabel, you hit the nail on the head. And yes, his lawyers have to do what he says. Yeah, but
I'd love to be their lawyer because I would have a job for life probably, because once you show a pattern, a behavioral pattern of making poor decisions and not have the awareness to know what it looks like from the outside, like people can tell him whatever, he's still going to not understand what he's doing looks weird. So as long as he can't understand the consequences or what he's doing is part of that problem, he's not going to be able to there's no possible way to have a solution. And that's why we're still talking about him. We're not like, it wasn't just he bought the debt, right? Or he did some questionable things when it came to dolls, or there's the Divock box thing. It will be a continual future timeline of poor decision making, and we can't make excuses for that. And he will attack anybody who criticizes him because he just doesn't understand what it looks like.
Right. Let's see. What does this say? She's making it worse than Elton. It's not good business. Yeah. So she's talking about
his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's another thing is that like he has hostages. He's got a wife. He's got, people that are intrinsically like connected to him. So that's where their next meal is coming from. So there's going to be people like he might have thought that if he worked with J Cart, I hope I got the name right.
J Cart.
Yep. And if that he was purchasing some kind of reciprocity. And people who are transactional do that. They do something expecting something in return. You almost never get what they promise. They overpromise. And then in the end, what happens is that if you call them out on it, they lose their mind. So, it's just.
I mean, you can only speculate on what people's motives are. But, it does. I mean, I think it was my personal opinion on him collabing with J Carts, and he sent him money and whatever for stuff. I think Elton was this is my opinion. You can agree or disagree, everyone who's watching. I think that maybe it was Elton's attempt at okay, a debunker or someone that reports on paranormal stuff, I'm going to let them come on one of these investigations and you can see what's happening and they can get to know me and then they can decide what's what. And I think maybe he was trying to be a nice person. And I think he's a hothead and he thinks that if he's building a friendship with J Carts, then J Carts should absolutely go to all of his other friends and say, stop talking about him, stop doing this, stop doing that. I think that's what happened. And I think that Elton has no right to ask J Carts to do that because it's none of J Carts' business what his friends do.
Well, I have a rule when it comes to gift giving, right? If I have something that I want to give as a gift and the person, it's too valuable or there's, for example, if they took that gift and threw it away, would I be upset? If I can say yes, like it would upset me if they threw that gift away or they weren't kind afterwards, then I don't give the gift. I have to tell myself or I have to recognize that I'm doing this because a gift is a gift, no strings attached, and I can't expect anything back. So I set that criteria for myself so that I don't get myself into situations where I have I get upset with people for things that it's not really their fault whether or not I give them something, right? But some people do these things and it's conformative and their expectations are that they have now created a transactional situation. And if you looked at it by itself, like Elton was being nice, that would be great if that wasn't the only thing he's doing. he's doing a bunch of other things that look manipulative and unpleasant, and then he's making these comments, and then his wife's making comments, and it's way more complicated than just him being a nice guy. But I would love to think that was why he was doing it in the first place.
Are you still there?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay.
Oh, did I?
I think you cut out a little bit, but it's all right.
Oh, sorry. But I mean, like, I get you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? But then you have to look at their behavior. At some point, you can't make excuses for people anymore. And I'm not saying that about Elton. I'm just saying that just looking at like this 3 or 4 different situations where he looks manipulative, that if you put it all together, you have a pattern of behavior that's probably going to continue. Like, you can predict where it's going to go. But I would love to be wrong. I mean, again, it's also my opinion, right? Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying anything personally about him. But I just evaluating the behavior, we have to say, oh, well, it doesn't look right. Right. And there might be a reason for that, but still, it doesn't look good.
Well, this is what I mean about Elton leaving comments and Elton saying this and Elton saying that. He needs to stop and really think about what he says before he does it, because then people have conversations like this, speculating, because all we can do is speculate and talk about stuff. But I think that, the public opinion is not in his favor because of his actions and behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has all the time in the world to sit with it and come up with a response that's collected. He has plenty of time. Like, there's nothing that's going to happen quick with any of this. Court cases take forever. Like, it's not. He has all the time in the world to come to a conclusion and develop language and get there when he's ready to, and this is all, probably texting in the middle of the night kind of stuff, which is the worst possible time to be doing it.
Yeah. Other people learn to put the phone down. He needs to learn to do that too and come out with a proper response. Although I think that, just like with Jason Hawes, I think Elton Castee is limited to what he can say or do. And maybe that's part of the reason why he's crashing out. But dude, if you legally can't talk about shit, in my opinion, you need to shut the fuck up about everything and just let it all happen through the courts. Because the shit that's leaking out and the shit that you're posting regarding this and leaving comments, and like, dude, some people have a problem with it. And it like, again, I personally don't think it puts you in a good light. And I'm really not trying to bash Elton either. Like, I'm just saying, dude, it doesn't look good. You're doing this stuff, it doesn't look good. That's all I'm trying to say in this whole live stream.
I'm sorry. No one really wants to say somebody is a bad actor. Nobody really wants to be mean to anybody. Mean people do, but I don't think anybody in this community really, who like has their heart in it, wants to like have to call someone out on their behavior. But the example is Jason Hawes, when there was all of this stuff at the beginning of, hey, I'm going to buy this house. One of the daughters had asked him to save it. He didn't say anything for a long time. Nothing. He made references to it, but he was very careful about how he spoke and who he spoke about. And I think that it must have taken a lot to get to the point where Jason Hawes is actually responding to things, because there's some really weird stuff going on.
No.
They make you have to respond. Like, no, I don't think anybody wants to waste their time on all of this stuff if they don't have to, but they have to now.
Literally. Oh, my chat is going to freeze up. Oh, here we go. All right. All right. Is any you guys? I'm probably gonna shut it down soon, so the link is still there. If you want to click my link, you have a few minutes. Click my link. Cam up. If you want to talk on any of this, or whatever, you may do so. But anything else that you would like to add?
I just want to know if I did okay.
Yeah, you did fine. Your microphone sounds good, by the way.
I have I think we were talking in the chat actually with the guy with the butter voice, Andrew
Stonerock.
Yeah, he had a Yeti. I went through audio production classes, and this is the my professor's favorite microphone. So it's his like gold standard microphone. So thank God it sounds good. But the Yeti is a really great microphone. It's not that expensive. You don't need an audio interface for it. It's
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
Thank you.
I don't know how expensive that microphone was. This microphone, I think I blew way too much money, and I don't think it needed to be this nice. This microphone, it's a Shure 2, I think, or what is this?
Shure makes great
whatever. This microphone was like $250 plus tax.
Oh my God, this is $1,000 microphone.
Yours is $1,000?
It's a pro studio microphone. It's for recording studios. I'm using it like there's only one guy. His name's Mug Thief. He's the only person I've ever seen use the same microphone. But it's a very expensive like studio microphone. Like, yeah.
My mix.
You don't need something this expensive. The Shure you have sounds wonderful.
Yeah, the mixer I have hooked to this microphone runs about $500. There's a newer version that's almost $1,000. But I was like, no, this mixer, it's a Rode mixer, Rodecaster Pro, the first one that came out, not the Pro 2. So
I got a Scarlett 4x4 3rd gen. If you're in digital, it's going to be, it doesn't really do you any good to have something so nice when it's already going to go into an environment where it's going to be, the quality is going to be reduced anyway. So, I only have a studio mic because I was going to do some like actual music recording in my house.
Yeah, I got my green screen. It's a pull down green screen here. And then I got my desk. It's a lift top desk, so I can raise it and stand up or leave it lowered and sit down. The microphone, boom. I got 3 computer monitors, and I built this computer like it actually needs to be upgraded. I built it like 5 years ago.
When I worked in tech support at Apple, and they switched all the tables, all the stuff to like the raise and lower desks. And after a year, some of them started falling. One of mine actually fell. Like one of the motors died on one side, and I almost got crushed under it. So yeah, but they're much better now. That was like 15 years ago.
Yes, technology has improved. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you coming up. I think I'm going to drop you down. And then I'm probably going to shut it down because no one else is brave enough to click my link. And all the people that are hate watching are definitely not going to click my link because I think, personally, my opinion, they're afraid to click my link. Even though I'll give you a fair shake. Elton Castee, anyone that's watching right now, you can click my link, give your opinion, make a statement, anything you want. It's open mic. Anyone can talk. So, but anyways, thank you, Isabel, very much.
Thank you.
And you have a wonderful night, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. So the link is still there. You don't want me clicking that link, boy. You have no opinions. You're full of shit. Joan, you're full of shit. I'm going to call you on that. You definitely have opinions. You're very opinionated and you know it. You saying you don't have opinions is like saying fish don't fucking live in water. All right? I don't want to fucking... Oh, hell no. No, like anyone's welcome to click my link. Thanks for going up there, Isabel. Yeah, thanks to everyone who clicked my link. You know, we had new people tonight. They clicked my link. And that's a good thing, you know. I just wish some people, and for all of you hate watchers or all you ninja watchers, you know, you didn't click my link, but someone like Side-Eye Guy, who you have a problem with, has clicked my link and came up on my live stream before to give his opinion when I was reporting on him. He was brave enough to click my link. I'm just saying. Anyone can click my link. So, I guess that's the stream, guys. So, the channel is partially monetized. People can super chat. People can become members and join. Hopefully, we are on the road to being fully monetized soon. I'm going to start working on some regular YouTube drama for the main channel so I can get that hopping along too. And we'll see. I don't think I'll be streaming every week on the main channel. I can barely do this channel right now, so it's going to be real light over there. So I pretty much let my main channel die trying to get this channel going. And now I'm going to try to slowly bring it back to life. You know. But I've made my cardboard mask to do that age verify BS. You don't have to do age verify on StreamYard. It's just a StreamYard link, and you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to turn your camera on to be on my live streams. And also, I do want to say one thing, because I do have friends that ninja watch. I got friends that ninja watch because of maybe some Power Ranger community drama, which is fine. You don't have to type in my chat. If they type in my chat, they'll be attacked by another YouTuber. Also, like, you don't have to be in my Discord to be my friend. You don't have to be in my Discord to support me. You can just watch my streams. Like, I'm still friends with people on Discord, but aren't in my server. And I see little subtle things that they're posting without actually posting stuff. Just kind of showing support, and I appreciate it. You know, sometimes things change, and that's okay. And anyone's welcome to be in my Discord. Anyone's welcome to be in it, and nobody has to be in it. And all you got to do is send me a message if you want to talk to me. Like, Discord is really the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can ask anyone. Give me a second. I'll tell you what. Give me a second here. I'm gonna end this soon, but give me 1 second. I think this is the link to my Discord. I think that's the link to my Discord. I think. Invite to server. Yeah, that should be the link. You can join my Discord. You won't be able to see anything right away. I have to assign you a role. Yeah, if you're a Power Ranger fan or a Paranormal fan. All right, well, this is it, guys. I'm gonna shut down StreamYard. Because some people, I like it, like new people clicked my link, and I thought that was cool. I'm going to close out some of these tabs. Let's see what y'all are saying real quick. I'll make some new memes. I'll be better prepared next time. This stream was actually a mess, although I think it was a decent stream. I think people are afraid of my channel. That's my opinion. They're afraid to click my link. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. Everyone that super chatted, thank you very much. Everyone that became a member of the Dust Devils, I appreciate y'all. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I'll let you know in the next live stream. When the next, when I plan the next live stream, it'll be sometime next week. But thank you all. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
What the hell's with the internet today?
Hard to be a hate watcher. Hard to be every day, every night, every stream, every post. Trying to find a ghost while they watching the host. Spies in the Discord, spies in the chat. Screenshots piled up, got a whole file stack. Refresh, what do you mean by that? Reading every comment while they lurking in the back. Paranoid thoughts got them crashing out fast. Turning little jokes into a whole broadcast. Main character syndrome got them stuck in the loop. Thinking every word somehow points to you. Meanwhile, nobody's thinking what you're thinking they know. But you're still front row with every single show. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, getting harder. Say you're dumb, but you watch longer. Every stream just pulls you farther. You don't want the smoke, don't want the heat, but you're front row every single week. You don't want the smoke, don't want the show. Then why you still here? We already know. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, can't let go. Say you don't care, but you're still right here. It's a hard knock life, cause you don't want the smoke. Ninja watching streams, ninja watching chat. Claim you're moving on, but you keep coming back. Every notification got you jumping from bed. Wondering what Dust might have already said. Insecure, paranoid, always on patrol. Trying to find hidden messages nobody wrote. Discord got them nervous, live stream got them shook. Spending all day worried while they constantly looking. If you don't want the smoke, why you follow the flame? Every week, every stream, it's the same old game. The more that you watch, the more that it shows. You can't stop watching and everybody knows. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, getting harder. Say you're dumb, but you watch longer. Every stream just pulls you farther. You don't want the smoke, don't want the heat, but you front row every single week. You don't want the smoke, don't want the show. Then why you still here? We already know. It's hard to be a hate watcher. Hard knock life, can't